Fuck!
Hey! You think you're so fucking cool, buddy.
Bad Hey, do that drinking song.
No.
Drinking song. Oh, shit.
So we're just gonna watch?
Alright.
Are we on?
Well,
Yeah.
folks.
We good to go?
Yeah,
All right.
I think we're on.
Do your thing.
Alright, folks. Well, how the fuck are you?
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stellar.
Cracked. Why 4 monsters?
Dude.
Since what time?
I'm 4 monsters deep, and I don't know what. I don't know. I just did. But
You just
I started.
were
with-
they regular monsters or sugar-free monsters?
It's the absolute zero.
Oh, the blue one.
Yeah.
What does that one look like?
It's
black.
white with blue on it.
Yeah.
That's the one you normally do.
Are you sure? Is that what that looks like?
I usually get the white one that just is
No,
zero.
the absolute zero is black with the blue print.
I tried it
So what's
once.
the white one? Just bullshit?
The white one? No, they're both. I don't
Have
know.
I-
I think
I've been, like,
I think the
screwing
white
myself.
ones are all like zero sugar, but they have like different flavors.
Yeah.
I tried that one once. I was a bit leery to try it, and when I tried it, I was like, man, it tastes like regular Monster.
Yeah. The blue one, the one that I had, the 4 of them, it tastes like the regular monsters, but the white one's got like a different flavor altogether than the other ones.
So were you trying for a heart attack today? with
I don't know.
monsters?
All I know is that my resting heartbeat is 110.
You like tested it out?
Yeah, on my cell phone, I got the heart rate monitor that I usually check it first thing in the morning, and my resting heart rate is usually about 55, 70.
Which is pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Pretty healthy.
This is when you know you're old, because before we'd be like, yeah, I drank 4 monsters, I'm ready to rock. And now we're like, drink 4 monsters, and my heart rate is.
It's like,
I'm
what
on
the
the
fuck
precipice
is
of
death? Your friends are usually like, yeah, man, I had 4 too. Oh, I was fucking dude, let's go. And then, like, right now, we're like, dude, are you okay? Like, the older you get,
I'm
you're like,
just sweating, but only in the face. Only in the face.
It's like that.
If you're ready to tap out, let us know.
Where you
You'll see me
caffeinate
fall on the
yourself
ground.
to try to wake up, but all you did is just sped up your heartbeat.
I'm still exhausted, but my heart is pounding mad.
That's right. I'm tired, but my heart's racing. I got the jitters. And
I'm walking, but I don't know where I'm going.
I think there's a destination. It's just, I'm just on go now.
Right, it's all about the journey.
Wherever the wind blows.
It's all about the journey.
there's people that are watching that are just like, fucking lightweight. I did 4 monsters, I smoked some meth, and do a couple rails, and I'm good. I'm holding on for dear life.
Okay.
You're like trying to stop yourself
Dude.
from like disappearing like in that Get Out.
Yeah.
When that dude gets hypnotized. Holding on for dear life.
I'm gonna go freaking fuck out right now.
It's like, we're here for a good time. That's
Not
it.
for a long time.
Not for a
Oh,
long
yeah.
time.
Okay. Well, now that we got that out of the way.
Now that we all know that we're all ready.
Enough?
Shantae.
Malcolm.
Neil.
Yeah, that's right. We have Neil here today. That's right.
We came to say goodbye, and how appropriate that I might be saying goodbye for the final time.
You prepped. We're ready. And me and Neil, we've got our nudes on. We brought nudes to show everybody.
What nudes and attitudes.
Mhm.
It's really nude, right?
We've been doing keto, and then we went to the bistro and they introduced me to nudes. So I'm keeping it real.
I don't even know what I'm drinking. I don't know what's in this one.
Oh, we're
We
doing
kept it white so you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
It's good old turkey and
With
Coke.
whiskey in the pot.
Well, all right. Okay.
What are we gonna talk about tonight?
Well, this being our last episode, we're gonna talk about the usual geeky shit,
Yeah.
whatever. We're gonna touch on mental health stuff,
Yeah.
the state of the world.
Talk about some memes.
That's right, the whole meme situation.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You're telling me about that board game, or I don't know if it's a board game, it's a card game.
I would say it's like a party game.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking fun. It's like Cards Against Humanity. And it's nothing like those knockoffs that you see in like Walmart where you get like little cards with like stock images as memes. That's what it was. It was
No,
just
that's-
stock
It's not one shit like this.
There's
Right?
maybe like one or two legit memes, and the rest are just stock images.
You mean like they just took a picture from the guy in the photo department? You know, he's just standing there doing different stupid shit with their own camera, and then they put it on a card, and they're like, yeah.
What's that Walmart? Great value?
Yeah.
What's the great value?
Great value version.
like the captions aren't even
President's
savage
choice
at all.
version.
It's
Yeah.
just like a kid's game. It's like, this isn't even like fun at all.
These aren't even cars. It's just fucking loose leaf. Like
I want to like get roasted while playing this. What the heck?
All right. Well, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's so much like pretty savage, pretty out there captions and memes, and there's actual memes in it.
Right.
And the what do you call them? The expansion packs are pretty cheap to get too.
Okay, so what's the
nice.
premise? What do you do?
So basically, you have like a card, a hand of 7 cards. They all have captions on it, like saying various things, and then there's a picture. It's a meme. So everybody, there's one judge each turn. It's different each turn, so it rotates. So like if I was a judge, I wouldn't put in, but then the next turn I could put in, and the judge who's doing it the next turn can't put the card in.
Right.
So everybody puts a card in, the judge reads them, everybody laughs, the judge decides what's the most funniest to go with the picture.
And the person with like the stupidest humor never gets picked, and
No.
they're like, I thought it was really fucking funny, man. And you're just so super lame over here, like.
Yeah. Me and my friends, we had this rule where the first person that laughs at like the judge reading it relates to that thing the most. So if somebody, example, we had this one friend. We were playing it this past weekend. I forgot what the meme was, but the caption was, when you put your dick up, or when you stick your dick up on your waist.
Like in your waistband?
Yeah, in your waistband.
Like when you have a boner and you put it in your waistband to hide it?
And this one dude laughed. And we, like I said, we had this rule where if you laugh first, you relate the most to.
Oh, so that's like never have I ever, right? It's
So he's cracking up, and you guys are like, ha, boners.
Yeah, this one friend was laughing really hard, and we're like, ha, you relate to this the most. And he's like, no, I'm laughing because I thought they said stank dick in the waistband.
He was laughing because my boner's in my waistband right now. At this very moment.
Holy shit. We're calling him Jonah Hill for the rest of the night.
I just went from 6 to midnight. Mo's watching. Everyone say hi to Mo.
What up, Mo?
Hey, Mo.
Welcome, Monique.
Yeah.
That is your sibling, sir.
Yes. How the fuck are you?
All right, cool.
We're like 5 minutes in. I gotta go refill.
Oh, cool. So, what about Cards Against Humanity? You guys ever played that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I played with you.
Yes.
We did play it together.
Yeah.
I don't really remember how.
I was
it
just discussing with Neil how I'm like super bitter that you got Chantel the Friends pack.
That's
Because
right.
I'm like, I was like seriously watching the shit out of Friends, and then you got her that box, and I was like, she got that for me. I deserve it more.
She loves it though.
I want to play it though now. I'm just like,
No, I feel
I'm
like
mad. She should be here with it though.
I feel like I gotta watch the series now, front to back, just so I can.
Have
play
you
that.
not?
I mean, I've seen like episodes here and there throughout while it was running.
Through
when I was
life?
younger, yeah.
Mhm.
But I've never seen it end to end.
I just did it.
I'm
I
in the
just
same boat
did it.
too.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. Oh,
I think I spent like a month doing it, like just sporadically.
It was like 9
People weren't
seasons,
here, and I was baking and stuff like that, and so like it's just on.
Yeah.
So I'm like I'm in the kitchen doing whatever, and then I'm like, all by myself. Yeah, and that's exactly it. And so I'm like walking through the house, and then that's my life for like a month, alone laughing at like Joey doing weird shit.
Well, that's cool. I have to watch it then, just so I can play that game with her and everything. Like I know I've seen some of the cards and it's pretty funny, but I feel like it's more of an inside joke type of thing that I probably appreciate more if I knew.
So basically, I feel like everybody should have the set of Cards Against Humanity that relates to whatever they love the most. So like if you're really into some shit, you should probably get that one. Like I feel like I should get Friends and the Harry Potter one. Cards Against Muggles and Friends. Because I would like, I'd be like, yeah, that's so funny. And then like if you're not into it, you'd be like, I don't know why that's so funny.
Any fucking sense.
I don't know what that is, but cool.
Next time I come out, I'll bring the game. What do you mean? I'm gonna pick up some more expansion packs because they're like cheap as fuck. They're like $20, and I know that our local shop has like a Rick and Morty expansion. Game of
fucking
Thrones
nice.
expansion.
I'm
I
in.
think there
The
was
game-
that
the game
Friends.
store?
Completely.
Yeah,
comic book store?
Comic Encounters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
didn't know
love that fucking store, dude.
It's so
I
good.
fucking love that store. That's our local comic book store.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've been there frequently the last for the last fucking month and a half now.
Yeah.
I've been going in like buying comics for our son and stuff like that. And then you know, I'm pretty big on pops and stuff like that, trying to find new pops of our
Pop figures.
Yeah. The
Pretty awesome.
correlation.
Leonard Hofstadter. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, we got Leonard and Vanellope
Which kind of correlates
I
to
have
who we
sugar
are.
in my
Yeah.
hair and he wears
Oh, that's
glasses.
awesome.
I'm the
And
boss
like
and
Leonard.
he's wearing a robe.
And I'm a bitch, so that's quite alright.
Well, props too for what was it? My birthday, I think you got me the Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
We all have like random pops.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a Jon Snow one at home.
Nice.
So if you don't know us, it wouldn't make any sense. But if
Yeah.
you're like in our group, it's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it makes
Yeah.
complete sense. I mean, the reason why I got Malcolm Justin Bieber, it was fucking weird. I went to Shoppers Drug Mart, which is our local drugstore, right? So I walked in there and I was just picking up something for the kids and stuff like that, and I was just rummaging through the aisles, and I was like, looked at their pop section, and I was like, hey, wait. Is that a fucking Justin Bieber fucking pop? And I was like, I messaged Shantae. I was like, hey, I just found the best pop. And then she asked me what, and then I was like, it's a fucking Justin Bieber pop. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah. I'm getting it from Malcolm. I'm getting it for his fucking birthday. And she was like, oh, that's perfect. Just because I mean.
We hate Justin Bieber.
So fucking much.
I know, it's our favorite podcast that we all listen to from Hollywood Babylon.
Yeah.
And they have a whole like section
They have a
just
segment.
dedicated to
That's right.
Talking shit on Justin Bieber.
fuck Justin Bieber.
They got
That's right.
the segment song and everything.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it and they sing along.
And we spent all of our time in the car listening to that podcast and singing along. So we're like, yeah, that's for Malcolm for sure.
I gotta say,
It just
like,
works out perfectly.
the comic shop has like
Everything.
yeah, well, they have a bigger pop collection than like some of the stores in Vancouver. Like,
Yeah.
I went to one in Vancouver. It was like an anime shop. They have like maybe like one or two shelves full of like pop figures, and of course they're all geared towards anime and stuff. Like our comic shop has a lot more.
Yeah.
And you know, it covers more than just like anime and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like there's video games, there's movies, there's TV
TV
shows.
shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. I mean, the next collection that I really.
It's so good.
So good.
That's
So good.
that nude's starting to kick out.
It might be the pink straw. I don't know.
You're so fancy.
That is a fucking fancy straw. I couldn't take my eyes off it for a while.
I think
Pink
I
is
just
a good
I
color.
just broke the fourth wall, guys. I'm sorry.
Anytime
Is that what you call it?
anytime you break the fourth wall, you gotta take a drink.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds hot. I just broke the fourth wall. Hey, baby, I'm gonna break your fourth wall.
Be nice.
Okay.
Only
Ryan
Deadpool.
Reynolds.
Only Deadpool would.
That's right.
That's right.
Break it so hard.
That's the next father figure that we're gonna put on the wall.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Is Deadpool.
Ryan.
Yeah, but like in what
But
outfit?
I
Ryan
don't know if the
Reynolds.
viewers can
Doing
see in
what?
the back there, but we got a
Yeah.
We got a.
killer
Jeff
portrait
Goldblum
of Jeff
there.
Goldblum.
I just broke the fourth wall again and again.
We have
Keep break that fourth wall.
We kind of,
I
we're making
don't
a
know why.
collection actually because we have him. We figured that the best thing in the whole world would be to walk out every morning. Say you're gonna go greet the rest of your day. You should definitely see Jeff Goldblum wearing a rainbow kitty sweater
Oh,
with
yes.
that gorgeous smile. And doesn't it make you happy?
Yeah.
Doesn't it just
I
make
feel
you
like I
feel-
just want to lean my head on his chest.
Right?
While, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what? He'd be like,
Yeah. Oh.
no,
I just melt in
have
his
a
arms.
wonderful day.
Yeah.
And he
That's it.
fucking would. He
Yeah.
fucking would.
I just
And you know
heard
what?
that in his voice.
Every time.
Yeah. And then we have another one too, and he's like, praise him. And he's got the light. And I feel like that's like our Jesus in the house.
Our Lord and Savior.
In his name. The Goldblum poster. And so we're kind of starting a collection because he just makes us very happy.
Mm.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I like it. I like it.
Seriously, in all fairness, you gotta do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it's a lot of the fucking small things that add up to make it a big thing. You know, seeing that motherfucker's happy ass motherfucking face every fucking morning makes a shit day just that much a little bit more better.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
tone for it, right?
Because you look at him and then you just think about all the different fucking movies that he's been in, and
Giggle.
you hear that voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know in your head what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know.
It just makes you better.
He's
It makes you
that man is
smile.
filled with joy.
Dude, whether he is or not, it
Compassion.
really makes you feel like he is.
Correct me if I'm wrong too, but wasn't he even in Friends as well? I'm pretty sure he was.
Oh.
When Joey was auditioning for this.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was
Yes,
for
he
a
was.
play.
And I was like, I know you're right, but
Yeah.
For a play.
he pees in
Yes.
he pees in he pees in
That's,
pants.
that's how he.
Pees on him.
That's how he gets the part. Is that he
Because he was
acts while
anxious, he
does
was full of
it.
anxiety, and Jeff Goldblum was like, yes, you're perfect, yes, this is great right now. And then he's like, he hugs him like because he's like, oh, you're doing wonderful.
And then
And,
he
he hugs him,
squeezes
and
him.
then Joey's just like relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He
true.
pissed on Jeff Goldblum. Joey pissed on Joey.
He was relieved.
Yeah.
See,
Oh,
that's
I
what
need
Jeff
to
Goldblum
say
does
that.
to you.
Just makes you relieved.
Comfortable.
Yes. Enough to pee, just enough to pee yourself.
To release.
All right, so let's dabble in some of this fucking meme shit.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
Speaking of being happy,
Yeah.
let's talk about not being happy.
Yeah. Let's talk about mental health.
No,
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
yeah.
And how memes. It's the thing, right? And it's been the thing for a while.
Yeah, I think it's the longest trend that we've had so far.
Yeah.
I mean,
We do talk about it a lot.
We do have a continuous like trend of when we're speaking to one another on our phones or in other formats, whether you're on your computer, in text form, that we're not actually speaking to each other using whatever language that you speak in, whether it be English or you know, Chinese or whatever the fuck you speak in. You're not truly speaking in any language. You're speaking in what they call now text, right?
yeah.
And that's another continuous text or continuous trend. But memes are a big fucking thing. I mean, they created an entire game about it. That's, I mean, you know, kind of a
I can
People-
completely conversate a whole like with a person speaking back and forth in
With a
just
gift.
memes.
Just
Just
yeah.
Gifts,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's weird.
I noticed that it's a point of pride for people to dig up the best
Pull out the
memes.
best one. Hell yeah!
And then,
I
and
take
they,
pride in
and,
that.
and no, and it's not even that. And then they like bitch you out if
Yeah.
you take it
You
and then
steal
use
the
it.
meme,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't react to it. And
Yeah.
the reaction is like a form of a thank you, and I acknowledge that you came up with it, but I'm going to
But
take it
you-
and I'm
but
going
you
to
Which I
didn't.
think is
But you
horrible and
didn't.
stupid in so
But
many
yeah,
ways.
but you didn't come up with it.
No, you didn't.
You
You just found it.
No. There are think tanks in Facebook. There are think tanks in fucking Instagram. There are think tanks just for think tanks creating fucking.
We were talking about
memes.
it the other day. Like,
Yeah.
There's like a
for that.
there's people sitting around a table and it's like a table read for a sitcom and they're all
Yeah.
sitting there talking about memes.
Memes.
Like
Entirely.
writing memes.
Writing memes, writing captions for memes, pulling up a picture and be like, they're throwing out just fucking bits after bits after bits for a fucking meme, which is awesome,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But in this context, it gets pretty fucking scary.
Oh,
It can be a
yeah,
double-edged
some
sword.
of them are like, because what hits the most with people will be ones that they can relate to, regardless of how dark or how light they can be.
Yeah.
So like some really dark, or what most people, what the internet calls dank meme,
Right.
is like could be some of the most relatable stuff that nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
And what's gnarly about it too is that literally everybody is sharing it.
Yeah.
So that means not only are you relating to it, but everybody is.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody is.
Yeah.
Everybody is going through some shit.
Yeah.
Everybody is.
And that's how they share it. That's how they show people that they're going through shit. You know.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess,
I mean,
it can be a good thing too if you're somebody
I
who
feel-
can't express your feelings with
Yeah.
words or in your own words in writing or speaking. The meme will help you to kind of externalize how you're feeling.
Yeah.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
But
right?
at the same time, it can be a double-edged sword too, right? Like there's times when you would see that people use them in a passive-aggressive way to attack somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
And
when
they're like,
you-
I didn't share that meme about you, but I mean, if the shoe fits.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that shit's a meme too. Like, that wasn't about you, but if the shoe
It's
fits,
usually
lace it up,
Morgan
bitch.
Freeman and
If somebody gets up in arms about the meme that was shared and they get pissed off and the person that shares it was like, it wasn't about you, but I guess.
Now it is.
Yeah, and that's when it becomes a weapon, and that's when it can be damaging to people. It can
Yeah.
damage friendships, right?
Yeah.
I just think it makes me feel so much better when everybody else is sharing these things about anxiety and depression. Because
Oh,
it makes
hell
me
yeah.
feel like, dude, we're so, like, totally buds on Facebook, and, like,
Yeah.
we get each other. We don't ever talk
I
about
see
that
you.
shit together. Like, when I'm with you, hey, so depression.
Yeah.
We don't ever talk about it, but I mean, like, I'm like,
And I
heart,
think,
I
and I
see.
think,
heart, accept, share.
and I think it's like it's making things a little bit more open, which is good. You know,
It starts a
And
dialogue.
It starts a dialogue, and I mean, more specifically, men being more expressive about how they're feeling about depression or anxiety or things that everybody fucking struggles with.
Yeah.
But in particular, men, because we've been tampered down because of society.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
we're always told. Growing up myself, I was told not to cry.
Yeah,
Man
man,
up,
suck it
man
up,
up.
walk it off, don't
Yeah.
cry.
Stop
Right?
crying about
walk
that.
it
Dust
off.
the dirt. Dust the dirt off. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you want to cry, I'll give you something to cry about.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean?
Always
Is it broken?
sissies
Is
cry.
it broken? No. Okay. Well, then fucking shut the fuck up. You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
severely isolating, and I
Yeah.
can imagine your whole life being that way.
Yeah.
And girls are we're crazy emotional all the time, and we're always crying, and you're just crazy, and it's just that time of the month. Or fucking
Yeah.
bitches are psycho, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, we're always crazy.
I feel
And
like-
guys are not supposed to be crazy ever because then they're little bitches.
And then we're supposed to be like stoic, like fucking figures that just stand
Right.
there and take it all fucking in, and then keep it in, or just there's no way of fucking letting it go. So you see these motherfuckers smoking and drinking all the fucking time,
Yeah.
But we're
Or
like,
fucking
we're totally conditioned.
angry
though.
all
Like,
the time.
if someone, I'm like, I heard a noise. Babe, you go check it out. I'm like, it's your life on the line, not mine. You're the one that's supposed to go check it because you're the man. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are probably scared too, right?
There's a spider, go kill it.
Well,
You know what I
burn the
mean?
house down.
10 minutes later, you're on Facebook posting a meme about a spider and you burnt the house down, right?
Exactly. Relates to the fucking
as
meme.
scared of that thing as you are.
Bitch, you kill that fucking spider. I'm gonna be on Facebook posting about it.
So it's definitely a problem. It's definitely a problem. I think that we should definitely always, talk about it, and also like, fucking ask your bros, how are you, man? What's
Yeah.
up?
Check in with each other.
And I know everyone's conditioned to be like, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm doing great. How are you?" How about not everybody's doing great?
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Shit sucks, but
And
make it
also,
happen.
it's
It's just-
okay. It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
It's
Don't tell somebody to suck it up if they feel like shit.
yeah.
Let them be in that moment. And
Yeah.
just be there with them.
It's a
right?
moment.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You don't
That's,
have to
that's
give
the
them
thing.
advice.
It's not.
Just
It's
be
not.
there for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, we always forget that we have an entire day of an existence, an entire day of 18 hours of being in this life, and then we have a shitty portion of that day. We have 10 minutes, 20 minutes of a shitty moment that carries on for the rest of that 16 fucking hours.
Yeah.
Or that 5 fucking hours, or the 2 fucking hours left in what you're doing awake. And then it just, you're down. You gotta remember that it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's only 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking lifetime.
Yeah.
The feelings that you are feeling are real.
Yeah.
But it's not a lifetime.
That's right. Well, you got to remind yourself that, right?
Yeah.
And for people that suffer from severe clinical depression that are unable to sort of discern that, to sort of separate that whole feeling of mortality and impending doom from it just being a moment.
Yeah.
They can't do that. There's this chemical imbalance where they just can't. They can't fathom that it's not that bad.
There's a constant, you know, a kind of reiteration for these people. I mean, that's why you go to therapy. That's why you go to counselors.
That's why it's all about balance, right?
Exactly.
My friend was telling me one day, because she was telling me we were in the car and she was really bummed out, and she was expressing to me that she's been having suicidal thoughts and she's not having a good time and all this stuff. And I was telling her, you know what I think about when I get down like that, when I get so just shitty, I think about, you know, if you were in high school and something was going on, and in my life, I would get a cold sore and I would think, fuck, I'm fucking ugly. I don't want to go to school today. Oh my god, everyone's going to see my fucking ugly face. And then, oh my god, my life is over because it's high school and I'm a girl and you're not ever supposed to be ugly, right? And I'd be like, fuck. And then I always remember, like, that shit was gone in, like, what, a week? A couple days? Yeah. So I always say, I told her, just think of it, it's like a fucking cold sore or a pimple or something just gross. And you know what? It's gonna be gone. It'll go away. It's not forever. Yeah. Your face is gross for right now, but it'll go away. And that's how I always think about it, as like a situation like, I feel like shit right now, but you know what? It's gonna go away. It's gonna get better. It'll clear up, girl. This isn't the end of your life. It's fucking just high school, you know?
That's right, that's right.
Life is just high school.
And you know what? It was funny because we laughed about it because what the fuck, right? That was my thought process to fix the problem, but you know, and so when things get shitty, I always remember saying that and thinking, what the fuck? And then I laugh about it and I go, okay, well, tomorrow's another day.
But, like, yeah, I mean,
put some cream on it.
Like, whenever I feel down or whatever, I have like a go-to playlist of songs to like play that are like uplifting. So I'm
opposite. I'm like Smashing Pumpkins,
yeah,
Secure, Morrissey.
My tendency is to wallow in it, you know. I'm just so.
I want to swim in it.
I have the same thing, you know.
You
a
put on
downer
Beyonce?
playlist, and it's like I'll play
was
like
that
my
ladies.
I'll play like my music on like I'll play whatever playlist, and like if a sad song comes up, I'll be like, here we go. I'm gonna be all depressed because of the
break out the Kleenex.
So I'm like, okay, just write it out, and then after this, go play a song off of the Guardians of the Galaxy playlist.
Yeah.
Right. That is a good.
That's always Pollux's request in the car. Let's watch. I want to listen to the Groot soundtrack.
You know, I didn't even realize it, and like until like I talked to my friends about it, I was like, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy playlist is surprisingly really uplifting.
It's
and
so good.
They're like, yeah, because you know, if you think about it, Peter Quill was taken as a kid, and he just saw his mom die. Yeah. So like that's gonna like sit with him, and all he has is like this playlist of like uplifting songs. Yeah. And like
I'm gonna ask that.
Their song choices are pretty brilliant. Like Volume 2. Mr. Bright Sky, or Blue Sky. It's something Blue Sky.
I was asked if you were going to go on a killing rampage, what song you would play, and that was my song. Yeah, it's so good. Okay, so when you're feeling down and out, what do you listen to make yourself feel better?
Yeah, what's your soundtrack to pick your day up? Yeah, if you're capable of doing that.
I'm gonna ask, so I'll throw that out there. What do you guys think?
Well, I know for myself personally, I get when my depression gets really severe, so my tendency is to just kind of go with it and just kind of wallow in it and just feel it, you know, to feel that. But that can also be dangerous too, because that can take you to really dark places. Yeah, and it can be a lot harder to pull yourself out of it. Yeah, or for someone else to pull you out of it. Right. Yeah. So what I need to learn is to do what you guys are talking about, is to put on some good, happy music and to kind of try to pick myself up and dig myself out of that hole. So that's something I got to learn.
There has been literal days where I'm just like, I get out of bed like I've risen out of the grave. That's what I picture, and I'm like, all right. Like I say that in my brain, and then I get out, And I'm like, all right. And so I could hear Olive saying some shit in her room. And I turn on the light and I say, good morning. And she goes, good morning, Mom. And then I say, good morning. And I say it like that. I keep saying it until my eyeballs are like, all right, all right. And that's what happened. I literally like force myself sometimes to say good a lot of times so that your brain is already like, good, things are good.
That's good. That's positive reinforcement, and that's good for your psyche, right? That's a good tool to develop.
Sometimes I'm like, okay, if it's light outside, we live in Kitimat in Canada, so we only have some times that it's like that. If it's sunny outside, I'll open the windows. Like, so air can come in, open the blinds so light can come in.
Yeah.
It helps, you know, get air movement, go outside, you know? And it sounds really corny, like a therapist would be like, have you gone on a walk today? Have you smelled flowers?
Yes.
I'm like, I literally do that. Sometimes I'll go to the store and I'm like, I'm going to buy some fucking flowers because those are pretty. And Chris is like, oh, you bought flowers today. And I'm like, yeah, they were just, you know, they looked nice. They have a calling for me. I literally do shit like that randomly just because maybe I just needed that. I really fucking needed to see that purple flower right there.
That brings up like something that like I kind of taught myself over this year because like 2018 wasn't my great year, but I kind of had learned to begin to tell myself when I get to like those really down points that, hey, I'm lying to myself. My brain's lying to me in thinking that, oh, I don't matter. I'm worthless, whatever. Nobody cares. But, like, in actuality, your brain's doing all these things to make you believe it. But, you have, like, a strong support circle. Like, there's friends, there's family. Like, there's people that are there for you. So, I've slowly adapted that this year.
So, 2018 was a pretty fucking awesome year then. As shitty as it is, you came out alive. You came out stronger.
You
know what I mean?
Coping, right?
I mean, the best thing about a shitty situation is when you come out of it alive, you come out of it stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as harsh as that is, you're only as good as your challenge.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're only as strong as your challenge, and you're only as strong as the supports that are around you. Like unless you have some like things can get pretty fucking scary and things can get pretty fucking rough, and when you don't have those supports and you don't feel like you have those supports, the end feels inevitable.
Yeah.
And we've had some pretty fucking shitty situations happen in our lives where we've had some people feel that way. So
and it's the coping. It's what the fuck do you do to throw the rope back out and be like, hey, I'm down here, help real quick, please. You know.
So when somebody fucking tells you that they feel like it's the end, understand to them it's the end. Understand to them this is their last call. So understand to them that you have to fucking help. You have to make a point. You have to work. If you care about them, it's important to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't.
And you need to understand too that like if people are going through an issue, you're like, just pray about it. You don't think that they don't do that every day in their heads, wishing, thinking, I would just really want to be better. Why am I like this? I don't want to be like this. The people that are going through those issues are thinking that every damn day, not wanting to be like that.
Yeah.
Wishing for something to come to make them feel better. It's totally something that is just there. It's a battle forever.
Yeah.
For most people, it is.
And you can't just fucking pray about a miracle to come and fucking save that situation. It's something that has to be fucking worked on.
do what works for you guys. And I'm not saying that praying is bad or anything like that, but I'm just saying like you can't just be like, hey, shake it off.
No.
I'm like, I'm shaking every day.
That's not how it works.
My anxiety is crippling, and I don't even know how I got out of bed today. I'm just trying to fucking breathe, right?
Yeah.
You know, you find your own gods and you figure out how to work through your situations. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter how you fix your situation. It's just fix your situation the best way you possibly can. And then if that means asking for fucking help, constantly ask for fucking help.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Tap your resources, tap your support system, right?
Yeah.
Find yourself what's called a safe person or safe people
Safe
that you
people.
can talk to about everything.
Everything.
And that you can
Anything.
reach out to, and that you know they're going to be there 100% of the time to help you if you're in a dire situation. Like if you got that bottle of pills with you and you're ready to pop them, and that's it. Right?
Yeah.
Make sure that you got those safe people there with you, for you,
Yeah.
not necessarily with
With
you all
you.
the time,
But for
but
you.
just there,
Yeah.
like a text away
Yeah.
or a phone call.
What I was
Yeah.
thinking about too the other day was I was watching Shameless, and then they were talking about when you go to Alcoholics Anonymous and stuff, they have people. What are those people called that help you?
Sponsors.
Sponsors.
Okay.
It's like having a sponsor.
Yeah,
like
that's
I was gonna go
Sponsor
get
for my
trash
sponsor.
today,
Yeah.
but I called my sponsor,
Yeah.
and they were like, we talked to each other, and
Yeah.
you know what? I knew I had an issue, and I dealt with it by talking to somebody,
Right.
Man, that's,
or like going and having a piece of pie instead of doing
I
heroin.
think,
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or whatever. I feel like depression, anxiety is the same thing too. Like if you need to talk to somebody, you should totally get.
It
Who's your
is-
sponsor?
Yeah.
yeah.
It
I
is
think
similar.
life should have a fucking sponsor. I think you should have a sponsor in life.
But I feel like
there's
that's our
a-
best friends, right? Or
there's a-
people.
There's a parallelism between depression and an addiction to
Addiction.
something. Not necessarily just a drug addiction, but an addiction to anything.
Anything.
You can be addicted to depression,
Yeah.
or depression can feel like an addiction that it's hard to kick.
Yeah.
And even when you do kick it, you're not out of the clear forever.
No.
It's a constant battle. You
It
always
might-
have to
might
worry about
relapse.
falling back into that, right? Like
Yeah.
somebody that's attempted suicide, they're always going to be on that precipice, right? You're always going to be one pill away from ending it. You're always going to be a length of rope away from ending it, or you're always going to be a bullet away from ending it, right? And it's a constant battle, and it's good to have safe people that you can tap on, and then let them know, hey, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
And then they can say, it's okay not to be okay. I'm here. Right? Let's just hang out. We don't have to talk.
Yeah.
I think that having a conversation from the get, communicating and dealing or realizing maybe you don't have a fucking coping mechanism, right? And that something happened, maybe a series of events that were just fucked up or shitty, and you're just at the point where like, fuck, what the hell am I gonna do? And I'm in this hole now, right?
Yeah.
The coping mechanisms that we learn through life, that's where you get that, how to deal with this. Like, oh, okay, look, you know what? It's not always gonna be like this. Flat tire's gonna get fixed. The rent will get paid. Whatever, we'll get through it. And then that's just it. You have to get through it. And hopefully you don't hurt everybody you fucking know on the way dealing
Yeah.
with your shit, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. Is learning different coping mechanisms.
And the thing is that people have to understand too that depression is a real thing, and that if they hurt you through the process of them getting better, understand that this illness does that.
Yeah.
It does that. There's an inevitable about that.
Yeah.
That at some point in fucking time when you're working through depression, that you're gonna hurt some of the closest fucking people that you're with, that you love, that you know your support system. You're gonna you're gonna hurt them, but
But only because of understanding too.
Yes.
Because people don't understand
Yes.
and they don't know how to deal with the feelings that they're having about your feelings.
yeah,
And people who don't understand that that's their problem, that's their issue, not yours. So people that are hurting because of an issue, that's on them
yeah,
to deal with. And it's selfish and it's to them. And it doesn't make them bad, it just means that it's their coping mechanism,
Yeah.
right? They're putting hurt or anger towards a situation, that's them.
yeah. And you have to understand too that that's okay. We are people. We all can be fucking selfish. It's allowed. You're allowed to fucking be selfish.
Yeah.
In any instance of your fucking life, whether it be depression or happiness or anything,
Yeah.
you're allowed to fucking be selfish.
Owning your life is a hard
hard
realization,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially if you're a
Fucking
giver.
very much
If you're a
so.
healer and a giver,
You would have to question a person that was never depressed or never sad or never done something selfish. You'd have to question someone like that.
Yeah.
Because those are human.
those are people
emotions
who
and-
eat their friends.
Yeah. That's a serial killer, man.
Henry's in the crock pot. You coming over for dinner? I don't even feel bad about it. It's gonna be delicious.
It's only fucking
Well,
Henry.
he was a dickhead, so sure, why not?
Like I said,
You
it
kept
was,
borrowing my shit and never giving it back.
like I said, it was only Henry.
It's like the more of an asshole they are, the better they taste.
Yeah. I usually find too, like in establishing your support system, just make sure that like if you need to talk to them, that they're ready for it. Like they're okay with you like unloading what's on your mind to them, because like if you talk to the wrong people and like you might not like their reaction, or they might react inappropriately, kind of like what you said, like their reaction to it is on them and not on you. Right?
Yeah.
It's really what you have to do is somebody who struggles with anxiety, somebody who struggles with depression is figuring out your support system and a correct support system of people, because there's a struggle in itself, because you can't just go up to anybody and ask them to support you in your situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't just ask a new friend or a family member that you're not really close to be your support system.
Right.
It's somebody that's got to be through the thick and thin with you. You're ride or die motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in all honesty, I'm not going to go up to, we're good friends.
Mm-hmm.
We're good friends.
I would say so.
But I couldn't, being honest, I couldn't put you in my support system just yet, because we're still growing as friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking to Neil.
Yeah.
Sorry.
or like a coworker.
So yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're not gonna go up to your boss and be like, dude.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna open it up to you about my super deepest shit.
Yeah.
Right? And there's gonna be some surface shit that I'm gonna talk to you about, and some surface feelings, and then eventually I'm gonna open up more and more and more. But since now I'm gonna open it up, this motherfucker's gonna be a part of our podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I can be a little more open about some shit.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I consider Neil a really good friend.
Yeah.
And as Shantae's friends have put it, I'm a really standoffish motherfucker.
Everyone's always like, I don't think Christopher likes me.
Right.
Or
I've
like,
heard that a lot.
is Christopher mad at me?
I'm like,
no, dude, he doesn't talk to anybody.
I don't
Like,
know.
I don't
know you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call you standoffish or apprehensive. You're just more like neutral.
Yeah.
Like indifferent.
Yeah, totally that. Like, he's not mad at me. He's not happy.
You don't invest in
here.
people right away.
No.
You don't
I know
invest in
that's
people
what-
right away.
right?
No, no.
Yeah,
I don't invest in people unless they're gonna somewhat invest in myself.
You kind of feel people out. You get to know them first before you.
That's
Before-
what happens with Chris, is you get to know him, and then
I'm like a giant squid.
what? I was gonna say an onion, like on track. You peel layers away.
I'm like a fucking kraken. I'm gonna feel around a little bit before I fucking eat the shit out of you. Before I take you all in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel around for a little bit.
Touch you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna feel you around.
I mean, so I'm not a fucking asshole to you. I'm just.
No, I get that too. Like, I've been in situations before where it's like people I've never met before, and it's like, to me, I'm just like, I keep to myself. I'm introverted, and people think I'm just being antisocial or whatever. But
This guy's a dick.
I mean, I'm not being snobbish or anything. I just don't know how to approach new people or whatnot. So I'm just like, I'll say hey, hi, pleasantries. That's about it.
I literally talk to everyone always, whether they want me to or not. I'm like, oh my god, have you tried this drink in the grocery store? Have you tried this before? What do you think? Oh my god, I love your hair. What's up? And people do it to me though too, and I don't know if it's me or my face or what, but people are like, oh hey, la la la, and I'm like, oh yeah, totally. And Chris is like wandering off in the grocery store. He's like, oh, there she goes again. I will
stand
talk
by the
to you.
frozen peas. Fuck this bitch.
Yeah, and it's also it gets me into trouble too, because Chris would be like, yeah, that guy probably thinks you want him now. And I was like, no, I just liked his shirt. It was a cool shirt. And I'm just really nice. I talk to everybody. But then it gets me in trouble too, because everyone thinks like I'm super nice and awesome, and then like people take advantage of me. And then they're like, oh yeah, Shantae's nice. She'll give and give and give, And I'm just like, I don't know why I'm like that. I have just always been like that. But you know what I realize is my mom is the same way. She will talk to people in line
I have a
forever.
good question. I have a really good question. Okay. your idea on being an introvert or an extrovert. What is that? What is that? I'm not okay. What is that to you, and then what is it in general? What is the general idea of what it actually is, right?
Yeah.
So honestly, I very truthful. I'm a very introvert. I get my energy from being away from people.
From monsters.
More monsters. More monsters.
I get my energy from Nas. No, but I get my energy from being away from people. Yeah, I'm a very sociable person. Once I have a few drinks with me, I'm a little bit more sociable than most. Right? I'm really good at that. But that drains the shit out of me.
Yes.
It drains the shit out of me.
I am exhausted all the time.
I'm fucking exhausted.
Doing people is very exhausting. You gotta recoup from that after.
Doing people is exhausting.
If we're gonna do them, we'll do them right.
I do, and I think that's because of what I do, right? And I'm always like, smiley, cake all day, every day. When I come home, I'm like just dead, so just dead. And that is why, is because I'm always like pew, 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 popping off all the time. But I feel like that. Sometimes I want to be the introvert, and I just want to hide at home and don't talk to me. I just want to be in a blanket rolled up into a ball. And then, but I'm not. I'm totally an extrovert. I'm always like.
You get your energy from everybody else.
I get my energy from everybody else.
Yeah, you do. You totally do.
5-hour energy drink.
Coffee.
Massive amounts of caffeine. Yeah. It takes a lot these days to put yourself out there with people, right? We live in the world is a lot different now than it was when we were younger.
Yes. Oh, not even when we were younger. I'm talking about 10 years ago.
Things are a lot more complex now. Interactions are a lot more complex now because you don't just have the person-to-person thing going. You have social media, you have cell phones and text, and there's cameras literally everywhere watching you.
Everywhere.
So it makes it can be a lot more difficult for introverts to put themselves out there. And when they do, it's exhausting and painful for them. And it can be terrifying in some cases. And anxiety seems to be a really prevalent thing today. Almost everybody I know deals with anxiety constantly. Right? And it really fucks with your head.
Which was weird. Which was weird because like 10 years ago, thinking that I had anxiety, I didn't think I did.
Wasn't a thought,
That wasn't a thought at all.
You're just like,
where's
I am.
Where's now?
I wake up wanting to die inside. My skin is burning.
In retrospect, when I look back and I say, you know what, I did have a lot of anxiety back then.
All the time.
I handled
all
it
the time.
That's how I feel.
All the time.
And I don't think we were handling it.
Better.
We did not handle it better.
No.
We just didn't know what the hell it was.
There wasn't really. I mean, there might be a name for it, but it wasn't as prevalent.
No.
It wasn't something that you had a label for. Now everybody knows what anxiety is. Right?
When I would go to Disneyland, I didn't want to go in Tomorrowland because it was so enclosed and there were so many people. I would like hurry through that area or avoid things like when you go to the mall or whatever. I'm like saying Disneyland. I'm from California, guys. Sorry. We go to Disneyland all the time. It's not like a special thing. So we go to the mall or something like that.
Fuck off. It's
The
not a
whole,
special thing.
it's not because we go all the
It's
time.
a fucking special thing.
I feel bad for
Every day.
saying it.
Every time.
I feel bad for
Every
bringing
time. I don't
it
care.
up.
I can go like
I'm
4
not
or
saying
5
it's not
times a
special.
week.
I'm sorry.
4 or 5 times a week. It's
But
special.
I'm just
every
saying
time.
about crowds. Like I didn't know that I had an anxiety. I didn't know I had I didn't want to be around crowds and stuff like that. It freaked me the fuck out. Also, I didn't know that not being able to count money out to people fast or whatever. I have anxiety about making orders over the phone and collecting cash and giving the correct change. Mostly on myself for making mistakes. I'm super scared about it. I have anxiety about that. When I was younger and I would work the till at a store, retail place, which I did a lot when I was younger, and it said it said the total on the screen, right? So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be fine. But as an adult, I'm like, I had anxiety about that and I never thought about it. And as I'm older, I'm doing markets and stuff for our cakes, and I'm like, I have fucking anxiety today, and we didn't know that when we were younger. We had it then. We just didn't.
It didn't
talk
really
about it.
label.
We
We
didn't know
didn't
how to
register it
express
as
it.
anxiety.
To me, the way that introverts and extroverts was explained to me and what stuck with me is like we said earlier, extroverts like thrive off of being around other people, and they get their energy from that, right?
Yeah.
And then with introverts, like it takes us energy to be around people.
Doesn't mean that we're antisocial.
Yeah, no,
That-
it doesn't
we can
mean
be
that.
very, we can be
I mean-
very fucking social.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
very, very fucking popular. We can be
Yeah.
very, you know what I mean? It's just that it drains the shit out of
Yeah, there's like days where like, you know, after I feel recharged, I'm like, okay, now I feel sociable. I totally want to go hang out with my friends
Yeah.
and whatnot. That's what I'll go do.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, if I'm around people I don't know, then, you know, anxiety slowly creeps in, and I'm like, I'm not going to be as sociable. There's people here I don't know.
Just gonna close
There's
the
a
blinds
cute
and
girl
watch
over there.
reruns.
I kind of don't want to make an ass of myself. But if I'm around friends, I'm like you said, I mean, if I have a few drinks or if I have a few smokes, and I'm like, I'm good to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Here we go. Let's do this.
It's not even the drinks. Like if I'm with my wife or if I'm with Malcolm, I can go and just fucking like if
Talk
they,
to everybody because you're with your bros.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little easier.
Neil, how do you feel about that? Because I feel like we stole you. Because I just randomly, we're friends with Neil now.
Yeah.
And then we're like, hey, Neil, you want to come over? And that's just it. I feel like last year we stole you. We were like, hey, there's this guy Neil that we met at our awards thing one day, and I didn't know who you were, and then now we're always talking.
Yeah.
I feel like we just stole you. Did you feel weird that first day? We're like, hey, Neil, come to our house and spend the
Not
night.
at all.
Come to our house and stay over Neil.
Stay over here, Neil.
No, like, you know, that was a really different point in my
Is
life.
it
and I
because we
was
lured
like,
you in with nerdy superhero things?
nerdy superheroes.
We talked nerdy to
We threw him a trail of candy. We were
Come to our house.
Marvel,
Neil.
DC,
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man,
Game of Thrones.
Lord
There you
of
go.
the Rings.
Here we go, reeling him in.
Got him
We-
down.
We got him.
But yeah, I mean, like when I'm around friends, it's totally fine. But like I'm out in public, and it's like a totally different story. Work is completely different, though. I mean, I
It's
could
a
like,
professional.
You're getting
Yeah.
paid to talk to people.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I worked in a corner store for like 10
That's
years,
why I love
and
my
that kind of
job.
like built me up for it. Like it kind of helped me get out of my shell to like actually say more than just, oh yeah, here's your total. Here's your
Right.
change.
Yeah.
Bye. So
No, seriously, that's why I love my job because I'm an introvert.
You don't get to talk to anybody.
No, I
except
did.
people you
No,
work
no,
with.
no.
Okay?
I'll take it.
I talked to everybody at my job,
Right.
but my job tends to lean towards being the asshole-ish
Oh, yeah.
part of it
yeah.
because
What the hell?
in my job I'm a control technician,
Okay. now
quality
what's your
control technician, right? So if you don't meet the standards,
Right.
you don't meet the standards that are supposed to be fucking met. I'm like, fuck you, take it apart.
Yeah.
Fuck you, build it again.
Right.
Fuck you, make it better.
Do your job.
name? Like, because
Fucking
he's the
do your
boss.
job.
Yeah. Why are you so stupid?
Seriously.
Oh my god.
No, oh my god.
Fucking broken.
So I have a really bad
Touched it,
habit
doesn't
of
work.
like when I go to the movies, I'll smoke up before I go.
Yes. That's not a bad habit, it's a great habit.
Well,
Handsome
okay,
smoker.
maybe not bad. Let me word this. So when I smoke, it has one of two effects. It'll make me mellow, and I won't care about people, so my anxiety will go really down, or it'll go really up, and I'll be like, "Oh my god." They know I'm paranoid. They know I'm high, so I get really paranoid. So, like, funny, I was in Vancouver for one of my best friend's wedding a month and a half ago, and I was there for a weekend. So, I had bought some edibles from a local or from a dispensary down there, and
Okay, edibles.
Is this- Let him tell the story.
No. We gotta break it down.
okay,
Edibles is a little different than fucking smoking weed.
oh yeah. So
So explain that.
okay, so the edibles has like a fixed amount of THC or CBD in it, right?
Yeah.
Which is broken down differently.
Yeah.
By the liver.
So I did not look at what the THC or CBD oils were on this pack that I ate. So I'm staying at my hotel, and I pop one, and
What was
I'm
it?
like,
What was it?
okay. Oh, I'll let you know at the end.
It
So-
was
Okay,
ecstasy.
okay. Leave it alone, leave it alone.
So I pop it. I'm like, it's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see this movie at 10:15. So I'm gonna pop this so it kicks in by then. And I'm like, 45 minutes goes by. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave for the movie soon. I'm not feeling anything. And
That's the one. You're never supposed
Yeah.
to do that.
And I'm messaging my brother, and
I know.
I'm like, hey, you take these more than I do. It's been almost an hour and nothing's happened. And he's like, oh, well, you know, you could take another one, but be careful. I'm like, okay.
It's your
Well,
metabolism, right?
So I got to the
Around
movies.
Savior,
It's
let's
about
remember
5
Brownie.
blocks away from where I'm staying. So, you know, I had no problem navigating through there because, like, at this point, like, my anxiety was level, you know.
Yeah.
Walking down the street, fine.
Yeah.
I get there, I get into the theater, you know, I order my big thing of popcorn and drink, and I go and I sit in the darkest spot of the movie theater because, you know, I'm still like, I don't want people to see me.
I don't want people to see that I'm fucked up right now.
Pretty much.
People are so judgy when I'm high.
So the movie I'm watching is Stuber, and, you know, halfway through the movie, I'm like, fuck, I'm not feeling anything yet. So I pop a second one. There was two gummies in this pack.
Gummy.
The gummies are trouble.
So I'm like, I'm
They
not
taste
feeling
so
anything.
good.
Yeah.
Halfway through the movie, I pop the second one, and I'm like, 3/4 of the way. It finally kicks in. I'm like, yeah, I'm really fucking high.
Oh my god, I would have
I don't remember the last quarter of the movie because I'm just like, I'm so fucking
You're
high
in
right
space.
now.
You're staring at the black
I'm
ceiling.
like thinking to myself, what the fuck am I gonna do to get home? Get back home?
How am I gonna get out of this seat?
And I'm like, I don't want to walk through the streets and have people think that I'm like some tweaking homeless guy.
They totally wouldn't pay attention. They wouldn't pay attention to you.
But like in my mind, I'm like,
Yeah.
just make it through there. Don't look like a tweaking homeless guy.
And then thinking that, don't look like that. You end up looking like this, don't look like that.
Well, see,
Or you're saying it out loud too. Don't look like that.
or when I'm like, okay, walk straight, and I'm not walking straight.
Yeah, you're walking straight, just not on a straight line.
When you're
Yeah,
not
you're walking
when
diagonally.
you're not thinking of walking straight is when you're walking straight. When you think that you're walking straight is when you're not walking straight. So I'm like, okay, walk down this hill. There's people coming. Oh shit! Just like go over to
Don't
the
look at
side
them.
where they
Don't
can't
look
see
at them.
me.
Pull over to the side of the curb and wait for them to go by.
Yes. That's what I would have done. Oh my god, just go over here.
Holy
And then
shit.
don't look at them. Look at your shoes. Look like you're looking off somewhere else. What is that cool thing
Start
over there?
pointing to stuff.
Oh my god, take your phone out, but make sure you're still walking because it'd be really weird if you fell right now.
So it's like 11:30 at night, and it's obviously dark downtown Vancouver, and I'm walking the 5 blocks, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm downtown Vancouver. What if like somebody tries to mock me or something? So
I was totally thinking that.
I'm
Straight
like-
up.
I'm like, I hear all these stories about it, and I'm here in the city. So like,
Oh my
anytime
God,
I
I'm so
walk
paranoid.
past like an alleyway, I'd like walk close to the street to avoid
As
any
close to the light as possible.
Yeah.
It's close. Go to the light.
So I got something here that pertains to paranoia.
Yeah.
A friend of yours, I think, Shantae.
Who is it?
Becky.
Oh yeah.
Wednesday?
Oh, we got stories.
Oh,
Yeah, she says, "Oh my God, Shantae, a huge black man at the door."
Oh my god, I remember
My
him.
heart still races with the thought. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh my god, you guys. We got so high. We used to get so high. I love smoking with Becky and Steve because Steve would buy the flavored papers, right? And so they'd be like strawberry or peach or whatever. And so Steve would make fat blunts and then like make 3 of them because I don't know, the 3 of us just needed to
Whoa.
smoke giant blunts that
Fucking
tasted
hardcore.
amazing. And I'm not a pothead. And so we would be there and we'd just be like, oh my god, we get so high. And we were hanging out at their apartment at the time. And one time, someone knocked on the door. And we were done. Like, that fucking apartment's like, there's like a fog, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And it was so funny funny because someone knocked on the door, and I look at Becky, and her face got serious. Like, oh, okay, wait, we have to be serious. We have to, like, and she looks in the hole on the door, like, to see who's out there. And she's like, it's a black man. It's a big black man who's wearing a blue shirt. Oh my god. And then what's so funny is we automatically, I don't know if it was all three of us, Becky. I don't know if you remember if it was just me and you or me and Steve, but we looked through the window, like, to see who is it, you know? Yeah. And then we open the door, and not only is it not a tall black man who's like a cop wearing a blue shirt or anything, but it's our friend Casey, who at the time lived across the hall from them, who is a white guy with like gingery red hair, and he's not tall. He's like our size, and he's like, "Hey guys, like open the door," and you know, like the smoke probably billowed out, right?
Right.
And at the time, he's like, "Yeah, guys, because that's not fucking obvious as shit." And we were like, but it was funny because I remember seeing Becky, and her face was like, "Be chill, be so serious right now." She like opened the door, her face. And I was like thinking to myself, oh my god, Becky, you're so serious right now. I remember that's like my memory of the situation. But there's that time, and then like I remember, I don't know if it was the same time, that same day or another time, but it was the first time I ever saw my friend Steve skedaddle. And I know that we use that word in life, but he did a skedaddle. It was like he picked up his knees like this across to look out the window.
Oh, and then the cartoons like playing the piano.
Yes, it was that sound. And so to me, I'm like, that was such a skedaddle. So whenever I use the word or I think of that word, I think of my friend Steve doing that walk across the apartment. But yeah, good times with that shit. Being so paranoid. She was so paranoid that it was a tall black man outside the door. And it was not. It was the complete opposite of that. That was funny.
Oh man, there was one time I got like pretty baked and I was leaving my friend's house and I got paranoid walking home. It was late at night and like I was convinced like some sort of demon was following me, like footsteps behind me. And then it wasn't until like I got like maybe about a block from my house when I was like, wait a minute, those are my footsteps echoing.
It was you? You're the demon?
It was me! It was myself.
You're running from yourself.
Along. That's life. That is life. You are your own worst best friend. Worst best friend.
You are your worst enemy.
Yes.
Yeah. Laurel says, I can't walk with my phone out while I'm high. I stagger like I'm drunk. I feel like a lot of people can't walk with their phone while they're sober.
No.
But that's funny to think about.
That's what I was saying, right? So if someone's walking towards you, you're like, you have to look off like you're looking at something, because if I went to go pull out my phone and look at it, I'd probably stop or I would fall over. Because that's what I have to be looking to move.
Okay, so I don't, well, I do. No, I do.
Okay.
Do what?
I want to dedicate this last one for Darren.
Papa D?
All right.
Papa D.
Big Papa D.
All right.
We lost him a year ago yesterday.
Right.
And didn't we started this how long ago? A year.
It's been just over a year.
Just over a year.
Yeah.
Around the time we moved in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I just who is Papa D for the listeners?
Papa D is my stepdad. He married my mom, and what's cool about Papa D is he worked with people professionally with addiction and
he worked in a treatment center.
Right.
So he dealt with people battling demons all the time. Yeah. And there were lots of times too where I would talk to Darren. We call him Papa D because that's what all the kids call him. There were a lot of times where I was having issues or shit was going down, or I'd be like bawling my eyes out, and he would talk to me, or like I would be complaining about my daughter's dad or something like that, and he'd be like, Shantae, duh, or like he would totally like put me in my place, or even like just tell me the right thing. Like you need to think about it like this: take you out of your hole, right? Yeah. We're talking about coping and the people that you need to talk to grab that rope. He was one of those people. And he was one of those people for a lot of people. Yeah. His grandmother, who was like his mom in his life, he, at his funeral, said, I didn't realize that he had touched so many people in his life. And it was because of being that person. He was the person who would grab the rope for people.
And the cool thing was is that he went through that struggle.
Yeah, he himself he went through addiction and all that, so he understood it. So he was able to help a lot of people because of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Learning how to cope with things in a different way and not turning to drugs and alcohol.
And sometimes that's all a person needs is that safe person to validate them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily need a solution. You just need someone to understand what you're talking about, and to validate, to confirm it, to say, that's right.
And you'll see that too.
And the funny thing was with him, the validation didn't come with a true validation. With him, it was just the listen.
Yeah.
Just the listen.
Just
the itself could be validation.
It was very strange. Was it been 2 years since my grandmother passed?
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother was like my mother to me, right? So it's been a struggle for me for that. He was one of the next to you, Malcolm. Mm-hmm. He was one of the first persons that I truly broke down for with that situation, and the first person that I actually really opened up to emotionally about that situation. Because I couldn't.
He brought that out of people, though.
Yeah.
The stuff that you needed to let go or let out.
Yeah.
I don't know why either, because we just be like, and I don't know if it's exhausting to be that person too. Like, would it be that? I don't feel.
You have to know.
I'm a sponge. I take in everybody's energy.
It's like,
so I don't know.
It's like going to work. You don't take your home life to work with you, and you don't take work home with you. You have to know how to let go of that and leave it at the door. Yeah. And some people can't. They take it with them and they carry it with them and they absorb it and they take it on their shoulders, right?
I think that that's why I was a paramedic. That's why I was a really good paramedic.
Because you could leave it.
Because I left that at the door.
Yeah.
Right. That when I was in that position, I can compartmentalize that situation.
Your life, yeah.
That situation, not just my life.
Or aspects.
Every single situation that I ran into, I can compartmentalize it to being professional, and I was really good at that. And with Darren, there was something else there.
Right.
He didn't compartmentalize it.
Right.
He didn't treat me like I was a patient of his or.
He
caretaker.
He treated you like a brother.
Yeah.
He called you his son, but he treated you like a brother.
He treated me like a son.
I mean, I feel like it's both. Because he didn't treat me
didn't.
like a daughter.
No.
You know what I mean?
He didn't, but he understood.
Cared about me like a daughter, but not the same.
The shitty situation is my father. My father's my father. My dad is my dad. But Darren was a Darren.
That's why we call him Papa D, because I feel like
because for me, this man was a little bit above a father and a little bit above a dad.
See, I don't know the difference. I always hear that it takes a real man to be a dad. Any man can be a father. I'm not sure. I can't discern.
I don't know either, because that's how I mean, like father is the one who gave you blood.
Father is your bloodline. Dad is the one that raises you.
Oh, yeah. So it's
that's how
like,
I see it.
Like
that's
how in Guardians of the Galaxy when
that's right.
Buddy hates your daddy. Was like he wasn't your daddy.
No, he said he was your father. He may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy boy.
Yeah.
What's that too, man? There's dad and then there's daddy. And daddy is has sexual connotations.
Well, not at this table.
Not right now. Not what we're talking about. But okay.
I've heard that.
You can see, right? Because he raised him, right?
Yeah.
The alien guy. He gave him life, but he didn't.
But some people have that uncanny ability to take in everything that people disclose to them and carry it and not have it weighed down.
Sadly, I wish he didn't.
I know. I think that too. Every time I let him out, I'm always like, I feel bad. I just
no. Exactly. Honestly, sadly, I wish he didn't take on as much as he did. Usually, I think it was a little too much for his heart.
And that's where
maybe he died of a heart attack.
That's where you need to
have
your own safe person to debrief with. It's very important to debrief in traumatizing situations. And when I say traumatizing, I don't just mean like a car accident where somebody got brutally killed.
No.
I'm talking about harsh
Of all,
info.
you go simultaneously.
Harsh,
Harsh info
info.
that someone's disclosing to you, like so and so.
Like I was saying in the very beginning, Neil's a good friend.
Like if somebody's
Right?
sitting down with you and they're saying, "Look, I got to tell you something. I was physically or sexually abused," and you know,
It's traumatizing.
it's traumatizing for them to not only to talk to you, but it's also therapeutic for them to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you need to talk about that now. You need to debrief
Yeah.
with somebody else.
Exactly.
That's why.
Yeah, you need to
Exactly.
say,
That's why
dude, someone told me some deep shit today, and I need to talk about it.
That's
Yeah.
why psychiatrists have psychiatrists. to
Exactly.
debrief with.
It's
Yeah,
true.
exactly,
Have you
yeah.
watched The Sopranos?
Yeah, it's exactly why. You see, I mean, it's a lot to unload on somebody.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't unload a lot on anybody.
No, that's why when he starts getting pissy and grumpy and shit, I'm like, all right, bro,
Right? Let's sit down here.
break it down. What is going on? You know, why are we fighting all week? It's what's going on, you know. And you know what though is been in relationships and stuff like that, whether it's a marriage or friendship and stuff like that, you need when you know someone well enough, you know, like, dude, you've been a dick. What's going on with you?
Yeah.
It's not because of this. It's not because I borrowed your shoes, girl.
Yeah.
It's because something else. You know what I mean? And so getting to know people and having that person who knows you enough to be like, what the fuck?
I have that close listen.
Yeah.
They will call you on your shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's important.
That's like when you have your shit,
Yeah.
and then you say something, and I'm like, well, it's not the first time, and it's not gonna be the last time.
Right. You validate shit for me when I come to you with something. And
Yeah.
that's important. And for me, it's tougher because I live alone, and I don't always have somebody there with
Mhm.
me. So I gotta kind of go out of my way, get out of my,
It takes
crawl out
effort.
from under my rock, look for somebody to talk to, and then talk to them.
Yes.
And that it doesn't
And
always.
that's the hardest part for you.
It doesn't always go out that way. It doesn't
No.
always happen that way. Sometimes I end up staying under that rock and burying myself in the sofa and closing the blinds and just staring at the ceiling, you know? It's not easy to drag your ass out of that door.
And so that's why I have to be like, so I can tell you this story about this chick peeing at Walmart.
Yeah.
Or guess what? So I calculated my weight to water ratio, and I'm not supposed to be drinking 3 liters. I'm supposed to be drinking 5 liters a day, and so I've been peeing every 20 minutes.
Like a pregnant woman.
And I'm like, so I just realized that I text Malcolm this whole thing about me peeing at like 9 o'clock in the morning. I didn't say hi. Good morning. I haven't talked to you in like 2 days. But you know what? I'm going to tell you about my peeing situation right now.
Just
And I'm like,
that was the
yeah.
conversation started.
And I talked to him about my health situation and my diet situation and the way I pee.
Yeah.
And then, so that remains that I have these Shantaeisms.
Right.
And we talk about these random things like when I take the dog for a walk and he's pooping and I feel like oh, he's pooping and he's in the open and outside and I feel weird. Like,
Is he self-conscious?
is
'Cause
he
I am.
self-conscious? Is peeing in
Do you
pooping
say
in
as you're
public?
squatting next to him?
And I'm like, should I squat with him? Like, we'll poop together. Like, no one's around. You know? Like, those are the thoughts that are in my brain. And so we call them Shantaeisms. And then the other day, I was at Walmart. And this is where another one of those come. So I'm at Walmart. And I'm like, I just drove from Kitimat. And I've been drinking fucking liters of water every day. Because I'm trying to be healthy. And I have to pee so bad. And I run straight to the bathroom.
Sweetheart, you have to pee so bad.
All the
Drinking
time.
Normally.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a peer, guys. So I go to the bathroom, and I'm laughing to myself, thinking how I talked to Malcolm about my pee situation.
And I'm totally cavalier about it. I'm like,
So,
oh,
like, he didn't even bat a freaking eye. So I go to the bathroom, and this lady comes next to me, and I could tell by her shoes that she's older. Like, maybe 60.
did she have pee on her shoes?
No, listen to this. So I'm like, ding, and then all of a sudden it's like I swear to you, like someone turned a hose on that has an opening the size of a bucket. And she is peeing so fast, so much that I was thinking, holy shit! Like it was like, but then it was like a pause, and then a, and I was thinking of, you know, that scene
Man,
from
are
A
you
League of
bleeding
Their
out?
Own, where Tom Hanks is peeing, and there's like a pause and a pee and a pause and a pee, and I'm thinking that's how guys pee with the
Old
pause and a
guys.
pee.
Old guys.
Oh, okay.
But I feel
Actually,
like
I peed like that once.
I don't pee like that.
I do.
I don't do a little tinkle
You
and
think
then
you're
another
done?
tinkle. I'm like I do my thing and then I'm done. And I'm so sorry guys that we're talking so much about peeing if you're like grossed out. But I'm a peer, so I always talk about it. But I'm thinking in my head, Jesus.
Fuck if you fuck
I'm
you
like,
if you're
okay.
grossed out about a pee.
I'm like, oh my
Really?
gosh, you guys.
Really?
So I'm like 35. I'm like, this lady, she's probably like maybe in her 60s, maybe. I'm guessing because of the shoes. And I'm like, am I gonna pee like that? Am I gonna be able to
Does
shoes?
she have these old leather shoes with buckles on, like a fucking pilgrim or something?
like a fucking pilgrim.
No, they were like padded, like maybe like diabetic shoes, but not.
Diabetic?
It was-
Okay, elaborate.
I
Holy
don't know.
shit.
They're
We're going
different.
to another level. What is it? Diabetic
I
shoe?
don't-
They're fat shoes and they're holding on
I
to
just
your
know
life.
that there's a lot of things that go on with
There's a lot of
diabetes
Velcro.
in your feet.
Okay,
But anyways, you guys,
understandable.
I
Okay.
could tell she was older.
Okay.
But she was peeing, and I thought to myself, am I going to pee like that? And I thought to myself, how lucky that she can control herself to pause and pee and pause and pee. Because I can't do that. And I think when I pee until I'm like, all right, I feel relieved, I'm empty. 5 pounds later, I don't know. But I feel like she was peeing and pausing and peeing like, man. And I was thinking about that.
Maybe she was standing up and maybe she was a dude.
She was not.
Okay.
I mean,
But I was thinking so much about this that I was hurrying to pee, like squeezing out really fast so I could hurry up and get out of there because I did not want to see her face.
oh no.
I didn't want to know for sure how old she was, and I didn't want to think about her peeing so much so quickly
Right.
that I felt like I was red in the face. And I didn't want to see her, and I ran out of there.
Okay.
But that was my Shantaeism, was thinking about, am I going to pee like that when I'm older? Why am I thinking about this lady peeing so much? But, you guys, it was so dramatic that I text Christopher like, holy shit, this brat is peeing so much next to me. And I thought, oh my god, I gotta talk about this. This is something.
Oh my god, I was saying that all out loud just now.
See, now if I had an edible,
Yeah.
I would have been
You totally
talking
would've been-
out loud. I would be like, oh my god, this little broad next to me, she's peeing buckets. And then I would have been, what if I said out loud, LOL?
Oh yeah.
All right.
So
I've
before we
got.
go on any further, I just wanted to say
hold
live here.
on.
Listen,
Frank just said.
what?
Okay, Frank's on, yeah. That's
Frank just said that we're fucking sideways.
Yeah, we are sideways.
I don't know how to fix it. I don't know.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to acknowledge it.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I think it's suitable.
yeah.
I don't care.
So
We are
going with that,
Go ahead.
Marianne and Frank signed on.
Yes.
So
That's my
hi to
aunt
them.
and my mom. My aunt and my dad. Sorry, Dad.
And
That's my dad and my aunt.
Becky says, going back to the dad-father thing, she just basically validated what you said. I feel like a dad is the one who lays down values and morals, whereas a father can just be a sperm donor.
That's my whole life. That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I think everybody agrees on that.
I'll agree. I didn't understand it. I thought
Yeah.
it was just like mom and mother.
But I also think it
Is that
comes
the same
from
No.
because you've always had
No.
your
I
father,
think-
dad, and you're the same life your whole.
I think sadly as it is, it refers to the gender
Yeah.
thing. Because you call your mom, you can call your mom your mother. And it doesn't fucking matter. Right? But I can call my biological father my father.
Yeah.
But I'll call my dad my dad.
Right.
There's no differentiating because
You never
here's
like,
here's the
Father, can you bring me some toilet
Here's-
paper?
here's
No,
I
you're
think,
like,
I
hey,
think
no.
the difference is that your mother's gonna birth you.
Yeah.
Your mom's gonna birth you the same way.
Right.
So it doesn't matter, right? Unless you're adopted.
I don't know.
I don't even
I
fucking
don't know
know.
what that means right now.
I don't know. I just I feel like because I use both terms, right? When I'm
Right,
like
so
if,
do
I,
I.
if I'm talking to my daughter, I'll say when I want to call her, I'll say daughter.
Yeah.
She'll say father.
Yeah, but you guys are fucking weird. You guys talk to each other like that.
I
My
I
dad's
don't do it
not
all
like,
the
hey,
time.
daughter.
I only do it once in a while. Most of the time, like, hey, Peanut, hey, sweetheart, you know. And
That's
she's
true,
like, hi,
but
Dad.
she always refers to you as dad.
Always.
Yeah.
And she'll
Always dad.
when she talks to me, hey, is dad
Because
around, or do you know where
because-
dad is?
Because you're a dad figure.
Yeah.
See, that's the fucked up situation. Is there's your father,
Yeah.
your biological father, somebody that donated the sperm that created you,
Yeah.
and then there's your dad figure.
Because I call my dad or Pops,
Yeah.
right?
That's what I call my
To me,
dad
it's,
too.
it's all the same. It's
I
just
call,
a reference to somebody.
I call my dad or Pops,
Yeah.
and then I have a biological father.
Yeah.
I call him a biological father. I don't even. That's with me. With me. I don't say he's my father. I say he's my biological father.
Neil, are you a junior?
So what I was,
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
How
because-
technical?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
why
my
technically?
first name is after my dad's middle name.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and you're a junior.
He's a
I
junior.
am,
So that's gonna be weird too.
yeah, my father named me after him.
Yeah.
I always swore if
Okay.
I had a son,
Okay.
I would never do that because I
Here's the
wanted him to
thing.
find his own
Here's
name.
the thing. Here's the thing. When it comes to a true junior, you take on all the names.
No, you take on the first name,
No.
and it could be the first name, and it,
True,
or it
true,
could be the
true
middle
junior.
name. Because I have a cousin who is a third,
Oh yeah.
and
Dave.
his grandfather has the first name.
Uh-huh.
His father has the middle name.
Mm-hmm.
He has a first name, but he's still a third,
Oh.
right? He's still a third,
No.
and his father is still a second.
Why do you have Dufferin? Where did
It's
that
on
come
their
from?
it's on their birth
you
certificate.
know?
It's on their sins.
It's on your sins?
Yeah, it's SIN card.
Oh,
Oh.
your sins all that.
Your
I was
sin.
I was thinking that too. I was like,
It's been
when did
recorded.
sins become physicalized or whatever?
Because we gave Pollux Dufferin because your middle name is Dufferin,
Yeah.
and then his nickname is Duff, and everyone calls him Duff or Duffy, and we call Pollux Mini Duff. But where did that come from?
Dufferin came from, well, actually, it came from a friend of the family. His name was Christopher. And I believe his last name was Dufferin.
Do we need to talk to your mom about something? Was he the mailman?
Milkman?
Milkman?
We didn't have milkman.
Speaking
have
I'm
of,
just kidding. I just
we don't even have mailmen.
we have a male woman.
We had a male person,
I was calling mailman woman.
mailman woman.
Everybody hated it, but I was like, fuck it. Rachel's watching.
Hi, Rach.
Hello, Rachel.
Hello.
Shane's back,
Hi.
Hi, Shane.
What up?
and Laurel says I call my dad or Pops too. And
Thank you.
She says her late brother was a junior.
Yeah.
So, and is that
I
that's
was
Herman, right?
Yeah.
Do girls
Herman.
get named after their moms? Does that happen?
I don't think so.
You know what?
You said-
Girls
I
get
think-
named after their grandmothers.
Seriously, because of our patriotic system, I don't think our moms do, but
Right.
it's not recognized.
I know somebody
Alright.
who named her daughter right after herself.
Right.
And so she refers to her as
Junior.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel
Okay.
like that's narcissistic?
No,
No.
not at all.
Not at all.
Knowing this person, like I went to school, I've known this person since like grade 3, so it doesn't seem narcissistic at all
No.
to me. No.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I want everyone to be themselves. You know,
Well-
I'm like such a hippie about it. Like I don't want my son.
Fuck you. We named our son Pollux Duffer and
We
Morian.
named our son after a constellation.
No,
so-
you named your son after a constellation and myself.
I know, but I mean, like I didn't name him Christopher.
Becky makes an interesting point here. She says regarding whether daughters could be juniors, she
Uh-huh.
says yes they do, and they can be juniors too, especially in the South.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it a South thing? I didn't know that.
That's
And
interesting.
that's why we do this, so you guys can tell us.
This is why we ask
I like
questions.
learning
Those are
things.
questions.
And Laurel said my youngest has one of my grandmother's middle names.
Yeah,
I've
see,
seen
we
that
do
too.
too.
Our
My
daughter-
siblings
our daughter-
have their grandmother's middle name.
Our daughter.
Olive is named after both of Christopher's grandmothers.
Yes.
Olive,
Wow.
Olive Agatha. And Layla has my grandmother's middle name, Layla Jean.
And then Pollux Morgan
Yeah.
is Pollux Duffer Morgan, which she has my middle name.
Which I like. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Just putting it out there.
No, it's a difficult thing to fucking deal with, Dufferin, because they don't know how to fucking say it. First of all.
Girl, don't even start. My name is Shanto.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
And my middle name is Danielle, and it has a Y. And so everyone, no one, my whole name is a hot mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Entirely a hot mess.
All right.
I'm not a junior.
So we went down that road.
I'm not a junior.
Rachel says Betty is named after my grandmother. She has her entire name, Betty Mary Lee Catherine. That's her daughter, I'm guessing, right?
That's an entire fucking junior there.
Just a complete.
This is the point that I was getting at. This was the point that I was getting at. A true junior is going to take on the full name.
Right.
The full name.
Right.
That's your first, your what is it called?
Middle name?
Given.
Surname.
Given. Given.
Given name?
Given name.
Yeah.
Both your given names and your surname. Or how many ever given names you have. Because your given name can be fucking... it could be a trail on. You can have 5 fucking given names. And 1 surname. Your surname is the most important part about the whole situation as far as Christianity and government is concerned. Right? So, what I looked up in the dictionary, a true junior is the junior takes on all the given names plus the surname.
Right.
So, for my sake, a true junior is Christopher Dufferin Morgan.
Don't your family
I think it
like-
goes either way.
Christopher Dufferin. No, I seriously looked it up, and that's how it is.
It's very
Right.
Elizabethan.
It's very far back because Henry III, Henry II, Henry I, Henry VI is because it's not just Henry.
Not just for dinner.
It's not just Hank. It's every single part of that child's name is his father's, is his grandfather's, is his great grandfather's. You can carry the name to the lineage, and that's why.
I don't like
That's the importance of the junior.
Right.
Is because back in the day,
people would die.
you carried on your father's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. When we think about you carry on your father's name, what do you carry on in your father's name? Is your last name. No. Back in the day, you carried on your father's true name.
Well, I don't think that applies anymore.
No.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. It doesn't apply anymore.
That was because back then you bring dishonor to your family.
So Becky says, my husband and his dad's credit reports, auto insurance, and mail always get mixed up. And I want to touch on that too, because having...
Yours does too.
Not necessarily with my father, but when I was going by Lauren Malcolm, there were at least 3 other Lauren Malcolm Campbell, or 1 or 2 other Lauren Malcolm Campbells in the area, and one of them...
I was the neighbors.
Chris
one
does
of
too.
them.
One of them was a degenerate criminal.
Oh,
And
you will not get jobs.
things came to a head when I was trying to get a place in Prince Rupert for when I was going to school for electrical. And the landlord, he decided to run a check on my name, and he came up with the other Lauren Malcolm Campbell, the degenerate criminal who was abusive to his girlfriend, physically abusive to her, and he was like, he ran out debts and shit like that, right? Convicted criminal.
I think they were my neighbors growing up.
Right, see?
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
so-
my neighbors.
So that shit came to a head, and I was just like, "Fuck this! This is I'm so sick of this." Because when I was a little kid, that same thing, like a financial situation happened. Like I lost money out of my bank account because of that other Lauren Campbell,
Oh shit.
and so I just got sick of it. I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go through the processes of changing my name legally. All I'm gonna do is flip my names around. You know, I'm not. This isn't a slight to my father in the least. I'm very proud to carry his name. I'm gonna do this for myself."
Yeah. Christopher Morgan
Same thing.
in Canada.
Yeah.
I've lost jobs.
Yeah, man.
I've lost the jobs.
They did a background check and they're like, nah, man. And he's like, wait, why? And they're like, and it was the bakery, that one. And you're like, can you check the social,
Please.
the social insurance number to
Not
make sure it's
just my
correct?
fucking name.
Yeah,
Please
and they
check
did.
the social
And
insurance.
they did. And they were like, oh, I'm so sorry. And they're
Yeah.
like, hello.
That's why we give you the fucking social
Can you
insurance
use
number.
that
So you
number?
can check
Do
that
that
shit.
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Please.
Can you imagine?
Because Christopher and Morgan is the very fucking
It's
common
like
name.
everyone's name.
Yeah.
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 That's so funny.
Your mother and your grandmother have that fucking.
Ugh.
Fucking please.
God damn it.
So do you guys know anybody that wears a beanie like all the time?
we were talking about.
I used
We were
to-
talking about. Okay, we
Like,
were
what's
talking
her
about.
face on like Bob's Burgers and she wears like the bunny hat all the time? The bunny beanie?
I'm just saying. We live here, and I could not wear a beanie
No way, dude.
unless it's winter, and even then.
I want to shave my head. half
Even
the time.
then, I'm sweating like a motherfucker and I'm wearing a beanie.
Dude, in high school, I used to wear a hoodie and a beanie even in the sun. I remember it was fucking 30 degrees out here.
Why?
Why?
I don't know. It was just my style back then.
Is it like comfortable?
For me, it was. Right? I didn't.
But we
sweat
were
like a pig
laughing
back then.
because I'm just like, he's like, yeah, you know, you see those people wearing beanies all the effing time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, when I see that, all I ever think about is how bad that beanie smells. So if I see it and I'm like, what the crap, man? It's so hot. It's so hot. I'm hot looking at you right now. And then they're like, all I can think about is how badly that beanie smells.
Dude,
And I was talking to Neil about that, and he goes, yeah. I'm like, what were you saying about being in Vancouver? Wearing all black?
Yeah. So I was wearing all black in Vancouver, and this was in the middle of July.
Yeah.
And like I'm wearing all black, and it's a lot warmer down there, more humid down there than up here. So I'm like, I'm fucking sweaty, and I'm like, I'm walking past people down the streets, and I'm like, they don't look sweaty as fuck. I'm the sweatiest person in Vancouver.
I'm so greasy right
And I feel like that's so
Every
quotable. I'm the
5
sweatiest
minutes.
person in Vancouver.
Well, it's Vancouver, so you gotta fucking practically walk around naked
I
because it's so
tweeted
muggy.
that too. and
Just
like,
telling him, I'm like,
the
I'm
la-
so hot, but only in the face. And he's like, I'm so hot, but only in the body.
Like I was wearing like a long sleeve, and like every 2 minutes I'm like wiping my forehead. I'm like trying to shop. And
You
I'm
were
like,
putting in some serious work today wearing black.
Dude, no. There are people in fucking California
Yes.
that wear beanies year fucking long.
And
No. And they have dreadlocks.
holy
Oh, yeah.
fuck.
No. I'm talking
that's
about
why I always
pounds.
go straight
I'm
to
talking.
steak.
So
I'm
these
talking
people
about
are
pounds
like
of
conditioned to
hair.
the guy. Yeah.
So
Pounds
I
of hair.
like wearing beanies, just not in the summertime because it gets really warm.
Yeah.
It's the hipster shit in me that I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm gonna wear this because I don't have to fix
I
my
have
hair.
a collection of beanies because if I want to like look presentable, I can hide my nasty roots and my curly bangs. So I'm like, if you see me in a beanie and I'm looking cute in my beanie, it's because I was looking real ugly today.
It's like, oh, I have to go do shit today. I don't have time to fix my hair. I'm just gonna throw this on.
Uh-huh. And there's like those girls that look super cute in beanies and they do all these things and I'm just
Speaking
like,
of which,
not all.
Laurel says my hair is shorter. I think I can rock a beanie.
Oh yeah, she's
So-
totally cool. Like the one side situation, she has like the shaved. It's she's real cute right now.
Frank Prosnick says it's true. I don't understand those beanie all the time people.
No way,
So
man.
it's a thing,
No,
right?
I
It's-
can't even wear it during the summer. It's like my hair is too thick.
I get
and
too
it,
hot
like,
in the
it's
winter.
really
Yeah.
warm in it, so I'm like,
When I used to snowboard, though, I would wear the like the headband ones that would go around because I always had to put my hair up,
Right,
and it would go to cover my ears, and that was about it.
right.
But I never wear beanies like that.
I never wore them like people usually wear them, like high on their heads like that.
oh, I don't
It
get
was
that.
always down my forehead, barely like almost covering my eyebrows.
I don't
you know?
get that. There's
I
people
wore 'em
that
low.
wear it like from
We're
like-
they have
okay,
like
for
code
the
or
that's
whatever.
just real
for our
Or
Jewish
like not
audience,
folded, not
you wear it
flipped.
like a
Yeah.
It
yarmulke.
looks like a wiener off the back of your head. Like that's a trend.
Dude, I had to
Oh,
wear
the
it like
beanie
that
wiener.
because my head's so
It's
big.
like having it like right there. It's like, why are you even wearing it?
If I rolled
It's
it up,
barely
it
on
would
your
barely
head.
cover my head. It was like a fucking sailor
It's
cap.
covering your man bun.
Yeah.
Or like guys that wear their hats are up tall too, like on top.
Oh, like
That's
this?
a trend.
Oh, I mean, just like sitting like
Yeah.
that.
Just barely
I'm
sitting.
like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I do, I just want to push it down.
Mine's always like that, and like people make fun of that too. Like, you got the flat brim and you're wearing it low, and I'm like, fuck off, man. I bought it like this. I'm just gonna fucking wear it like this. Like, you go fuck yourself and stop telling me how to wear my fucking hat. Jesus.
Why is this a personal issue for you?
Everything is
You
personal
just
issue for
fuck
everyone.
off.
Exactly.
Wait.
That is the problem with the
As
world
an
today.
introvert.
So do
As
you
an
guys feel also
introvert.
too, it's hard to find hats for your big heads too?
Yes.
I got a big ass fucking
hate
head.
that
Yeah.
too.
Big ass.
Chris has a subscription to a place online. And
Bigassheads.com.
Yes. No. But he gets the same hat and he gets different designs every month. So he's happy.
Oh,
That's cool.
awesome.
See, like,
See, you gotta find the thing that fits you.
Yes.
that's right.
But he can't buy a hat in the store. He's tried so many times, and he'll be like, "Oh, this one's cool." He comes over to me, and I'm like, "Nah."
It's like really tight.
And I'm like, "No."
Blood circulation.
He's like,
When
"It's
your
really
head's
nice,
like
though."
this big in that hat.
And I'm
Your
like,
eyebrows, your eyeballs
I'm
are
like, I
popping
get
out of your
you.
head.
I
Your hat's so tight.
get you, and I know that you like it. And you know what? It is a nice hat. But no, we're not buying you that today.
I maybe have like 2 beanies that I'm comfortable wearing because everything else just like covers my head completely and I feel like it's too small. And like one of them I bought in a store, the other one I got from my then partner at the time, but I can never find like beanies that are like that ever. I tried ordering some online and they're just like, oh, they're really tight or they're really warm, so it's like that defeats the purpose for like fall and spring.
Seriously,
I want it to be all the time.
I only have
Please.
beanies that I've got from
Please.
other people.
Please.
Either
I work.
either I somehow stole them in some manner, or like Cherie, she makes me slouchy beanies. And then I have one, actually Becky, they went to a snowboarding thing and they got a free beanie and I still have that. It's been like 10 years.
I hate that. I try to look for those slouch like beanies and I try ordering them online and they're just like, nah man, they just like cover my head like
We gotta
completely.
get
They
Cherie to
don't
make
like
you one.
they
Yes.
don't
You
slouch
put it on your head and
Sure,
while you're
so,
sitting
like,
there, it's slowly rising up. You're constantly pulling it down, and it's like,
We'll get Cherie to make you one, Neil.
That's exactly.
She'll make a ring that
That's
is the size
exactly
of your
it.
head, and then she'll make you a slouchy, whatever color.
Oh,
There we go.
I fucking hate
See,
beanies.
you gotta talk about your problems
I
and
hate
we will resolve
beanies.
that.
I fucking hate beanies, but I love beanies.
Charlene loved it, and she says, beanie wieners.
That's exactly it. It's sitting on the back, and it's straight out. It's not folded. I want to throw it in the street.
Or like
I
those
wanna punch 'em in the
beanies
face.
that, you know, they're not slouch enough, but they make it fucking look like you're a cone head underneath.
It's weird. Stop being weird. I'm driving by, you're looking weird, and I gotta think about it for like 5 hours after.
Or it'll make you look like fucking Roger off of American Dad.
That's what I'm saying. He has like a wiener head. I don't know why I keep calling him wiener, 'cause it's not.
They're like,
It's
It's the same. It's the
Like
same
Meg.
thing. The
Like
same.
Meg with the rolled up
Yeah.
wrap on her beanie.
Yes.
Becky says they look like head condoms when they roll up.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
That's like Meg's head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Rolled out
Exactly.
condom heads.
Exactly.
Yep.
But really though, who gives a fuck?
No.
Let them wear it the way they want.
I really don't care, but I'm gonna think about it for hours after, and I'm gonna tell my friends about it.
I'm gonna
Like,
silently judge you.
I don't know, I see people, I've seen people here, I've seen people in Vancouver like fucking wearing winter coats out and about in like fucking 30
Teenagers.
degrees, and I'm like, dude,
I have people
I
coming to my
understand
cake
if you're
decorating
wearing
courses.
a beanie and a t-shirt.
They're wearing hoodies,
But,
these
like,
girls, and I'm like, are you
big
hot?
puffy jackets and
Yes.
shit.
It's
I'm
like, yeah, bitch, I'm hot.
I'm like all summer long teaching these kids classes, and these kids who are like 14, 13 years old, they come in just wearing a hoodie.
It's probably
And a
like 4
beanie.
sizes too big, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I cannot put this apron on you over your hood. Can you please? Are you gonna take it off? And they're like, no. And I'm
You
like,
have to dress them?
try and get an apron. I give everyone an apron when I teach my class.
Well,
I'm like, it's not gonna fit over you.
I sort of understand if you're a teenager
Because they're
like,
self-conscious
that's what
and
you
all
like
that.
Body
identify
image
with,
issues,
True.
right?
Yeah.
It's
But
like
it's
that's
summer.
your safe, that's your
hot.
comfort zone,
Oh,
right?
exactly.
So I'm like, I'm
That's
gonna
what
be a
I'm at.
I
sweaty
think that's what it was for
mess.
me.
I think since we're on this topic,
Being self-conscious?
Yes.
All right.
Body shaming.
Yes.
What do you mean? Who's
See, this
being
takes
shamed?
us back to mental health issues.
It starts in high school.
Oh,
Starts when you're a kid.
No. I think it start in high school. It starts in grade school.
It can start as early
started-
as the critic
Yeah.
lets it.
Basically, whenever.
Like,
They don't like something that will shame the shit out of you. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah, and what I've
Did you have a thing?
did I have a thing
Uh huh.
as being shamed?
Yeah. Is there something you feel weird about? Like, for instance,
I've been shamed to look like a fucking monkey.
people say you look like a monkey?
Yeah, I've been shamed to look like a monkey because of my skin color, because of my defined fucking brown line,
Ah.
Yeah.
and because of the high cheekbone. Right? I've been shamed to look like.
Continued.
Do it.
Advertising.
Do it.
Nude.
I've been
No
shamed.
sugar.
I've been shamed to look that way, and I've been shamed to look that way. And because my head is a little bit larger than the average head,
Speaking of hats,
and because I wear fucking big hats.
when I was younger, everyone said I was too skinny and I looked like a boy because I didn't have boobs. And so I dressed up like Robin for Halloween.
Robin Williams?
No, like Batman and Robin.
Oh, okay. Batman and Robin.
Hello.
Robin Williams.
But then I got older and stuff, and then I was just
That
like
was
always.
impressive. She looked.
And you know what? And with girls too. With girls, I saw this meme the other day, and I was like, I wish I was as fat as I thought I was back then as I am now. Like, or wait, does that make sense? I wish I was as fat as I thought I was in high school.
Because then, like, throughout high school, you're just like,
I'm
you're
obsessed.
your what is it? Self-esteem's like pretty low.
Yeah.
And like you don't really notice it until like later on when you look at like pictures of yourself. You're like, oh, I wasn't as bad as I thought I was.
Exactly.
I thought I was like fucking bottom of the barrel.
No, I was. I'm pretty sure I was.
That's what I thought too.
No.
Of myself.
Well, look back in the old pictures.
You were-
That's what I was telling Malcolm, and I'm like, Malcolm, did anybody ever bully you? And in my mind, I'm like, no one ever fucking bullied Malcolm. He's a fucking beast. He's like a big old bear. Like, he would fucking kill you. Don't fucking talk to Malcolm. And I'm totally wrong. He was bullied. And you know what? I was bullied. You were bullied. Everyone at this table was bullied. In some way.
Yeah.
And it stuck with us our whole lives in some way.
Yeah. And you know what? Being bullied as a kid, people always say, don't let it turn you into a bully. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Break that chain.
Yeah.
I didn't at first. I did become
Yeah.
a bully. I did become a bully for a while. I did. I remember picking on a kid. You know,
I remember
with a group of us, a group of me and my friends
No.
picking on a kid, right? But that went away though. It didn't last. Right? I shut that shit off. Right? I caught myself. You know, and I had this moment of clarity. I'm like, dude, that was me. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? Leave this fucking kid alone. And you know what? We became friends after. I became friends with
Is
this
it
kid.
Christopher?
No.
Kidding.
I didn't meet you until our senior year of high school, right?
Junior.
Yeah, it was junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
Junior.
Yeah.
It is our 11th year. 11th year. we
Neil, have
became
you always been
friends.
the nerdy one?
Oh, always. I mean, like,
Were you always
Me-
friends with everybody?
no.
No?
No. So, like, even among some of the nerdy or preppy groups in high school, I was still, like, you know, sitting on the outside and whatnot. So, aside from, like, my actual friends that I had in high school, which was, like, just a handful, I thought I was friends with, like, this group of people that I knew from, like, grade 7 and onwards because I thought, oh, yeah, they're just nerds like me. And then had their own plans and shit, and I was like, oh man, they didn't invite me, fuck you guys.
You thought they were your friends and they were just there?
Yeah, they were just there. I was just there too. I was just like, oh, I'm not
This is a little better.
included in this whatsoever. I'm just gonna go hang out in the library with my other friends.
Yeah?
Yeah, we were like, so, I like to think that like me and my friends were like pretty big on the zombie thing before it like became big like 10 years ago.
Right.
We were pretty big into
You liked it
comics.
before it was cool?
Oh yeah. That hipster side of me being like, I enjoyed that before it was cool. Yeah, so there was maybe one instance where I was bullied by like a couple of these guys that are in high school. It maybe lasted for like just 1 year, and like I never talked to, this was like grade 9 or whatever. I never talked to them or interacted with them like after that at all. Like grade 9, it happened. There was like this one instance where like I tried to stand up and was like,
You did
Colin-
stand up before?
well, I stood up to them and
Well, I thought you meant stand up comedy.
stand up comedy. No, I don't have that sort of.
I'm sorry. I was just
No.
whoa, that's cool.
In high school, just tearing it
I
up.
thought I was standing up to him by like, you know, there was this one time I was like walking home and one of them walked by and was like, oh, there's that fucking loser, and I was like, you know what, no, you're the fucking loser, and we just were like calling each other names and whatnot. You know, we never interacted throughout the rest of high school for that, and then like, you know, after we finished school, you know, I ran into him one day and he was like all nice and shit, and I was like, you know what, I can appreciate this. He grew out of his immaturity and was like,
That's exactly it. It's
Yeah.
totally immaturity.
growing out of the immaturity.
People
and
not
like,
knowing who they are yet, and they're
Yeah.
just like trying to prove things to other people.
Yeah, and it was like this one individual was always around his friends, and I knew them since like grade 7, right? One of them I was even related to, but he never took part in that at all. But like there were like at least 2 of them in this group were always like railing on me in grade 9. So like after high school, when I would run into them here and there, they'd be like, oh hey, how's it going? How's life been? Yada yada. Oh yeah, it was good seeing you. And that's what it was like. Like that's maturity. Like when, I mean, even if you still dislike them, you're mature enough to like tolerate them and, you know, not stoop down to levels and be like petty or anything. And, you know, that's something that I took with me. I'm like, despite whatever anybody does to you, just take the high road, be the mature one, and just, you know,
Kill them
don't
with
stoop
kindness.
down. Yeah, exactly.
I always
Kill them with
assumed that I
kindness.
was a type of person, like, you know, there's cliques, right? There's the sporty
Hold on.
people and the
Hold
nerd
on.
people and all that. But I always assumed that I'm like this person, and still today, I still do that. And I don't carry I don't feel like, I have some friends too that I feel like are like the pretty popular girls, and then I feel like, oh, I don't fit in with those girls. And I still think that, and I'm totally friends with them, and I don't even, I look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? But still, we do that to ourselves, like that's just me.
Yeah.
In high school, I was nice to everybody, I was friends with everybody, but I didn't like hang out with these people. I would just avoid the situation because
cliquey.
I didn't
No.
want to be bullied, so I would avoid it. I would stay with comfort zone people.
I think that was our situation. We weren't cliquey.
We were very diplomatic. We got
Yeah,
along
yeah,
with
yeah.
everybody. Right?
Yeah, we were pretty fluent throughout every clique.
And it's just about
I mean that was the thing with both you and myself, is that we had friends that were jocks. We had friends that were, you know, the typical jocks, the typical nerds, the typical drama, the typical, you know, nerdy kids. The
preppies, right?
preppies.
Yeah.
We were very good about being fluent ourselves
Right.
throughout. Whether they were the same with us,
Yeah.
we were pretty fucking good about being good fucking people from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can honestly tell you that I played basketball, I played baseball, I played all these sports. I was a part of the geek squad. I did all the fucking geeky fucking things.
And you did band stuff.
And I did band staff, and I did drama stuff. Like, I was
Well-rounded individual.
Well adjusted.
whether it was truly well adjusted, I portrayed it very fucking well through high school.
Yeah.
But I still didn't like anybody.
I think it's different now, though. It's different now for kids.
I think it's
I
still,
think there's still bullies and there's still people that are shitty to each other. There will always be that.
yeah,
But I feel like
that's
now
gonna happen.
it's totally different too. Like, what was it 21 Jump
Yeah, I
Street?
was just thinking
And
that.
then they're like saying some shit like, oh yeah, nerds, and he's like, dude, that's not cool, you know? And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like thinking about my daughter and getting good grades and going in, she's in history club and she's doing music and all this stuff, and I'm like, it's totally cool to be a part of these things.
Yeah.
Like, I was in science club, and I did all this shit, and I didn't think I was cool. I did it because I liked it,
Yeah.
but I didn't think I was cool. And nowadays, when you're in that stuff, people are like, dude, that's fucking badass, and stuff like that.
The funny thing was
It's different. It's
with
different
with
today.
with me, I didn't fucking care.
That was
That's
me
that's
too.
how
I think
that's
that's
how
what it was.
that's
I
how
didn't care.
that's how far back the didn't care happened. Right? If you didn't fucking like me, I didn't fucking care. And that just relates to my the culture of being punk rock.
Did you like
I
going to school?
didn't fucking care if you liked me. If
Did
you
you like
didn't,
going to school? Like when you woke up in the morning, you're like, I want to be at school.
it was what it was. I had to accomplish it. I had to finish it.
Strong feelings either way.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked going to school. I loved going to
So
school.
bringing it back to the topic of bullying, do you feel, and I'll pose this question to our listeners, do you feel that bullying in your time is changed considerably compared to today?
Oh yeah.
It seems to be a lot worse
I think-
today. I mean, it was all,
I would say
from what I remember of being
People
a
are
kid,
scared today.
bullying was all physical. Like they always, they push you
I got-
around,
Yeah.
bro,
beat you up.
bro,
But
I
now
got
it's-
beat.
now-
I got beat.
Now bullying
got
is
beat.
passive aggressive. It's social media.
Yeah.
It's exclusion. It's isolation. It's
Yeah,
making
that's
fun of
true.
people. You know,
It's not face-to-face
Isolate.
It
It's
cuts harder.
isolation. It's isolation.
it cuts
It's
harder.
I don't know
isolation.
because I got the same. My daughter was told, "You look like a boy. Why? You know, you look like a boy and stuff like that." And that she took that home and it bothered her.
Yeah.
And I think it hurt me, and I was so upset about it because I was told that at the same age, and it bothered me. And
Yeah.
so my hurt was like reflected to her hurt, and I feel like, and then I just told her, you know, like, dude, people used to tell me that too, and it's totally just your personality, and there's nothing wrong with anything like that. That this girl is this way and this girl is this way, and that's her situation. That's not you.
Right.
And so talking about it is different, but it's just weird because it was the same thing that I got told. So it was the
It's
same.
The
It's the
bullying,
same.
the bullying will never fucking change.
It's just people dealing with their insecurities and immaturity, you know.
Yeah.
So who knows?
I think.
That's my opinion.
I think.
feel like
I think.
people are
People with kids
I
will
don't
say
know.
different things.
Like
than me.
honestly, yeah. I got. When I got bullied, I got beat. Nowadays, I don't think it's as visible.
Yeah, that's it. A
You know
lot
what
of
I
it is
mean?
on it's computer stuff,
Because
right?
because if it's come down to social media, you're gonna see a video of a motherfucker getting beat.
Beat up,
So they're not
talk shit to you.
they're not gonna do it as much.
Yeah.
Right? So whereas when I got bullied, I got beat. I got beat down. I got my fucking face pounded in several fucking times.
But you did it too, right? Monique used to get bullied, and you used to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, but they were the same age as me. It's not bullying. It's defense.
Maybe
Maybe
people
to
thought
you.
thought you were bullied
Here-
from the
here-
outside, but you weren't. You were being defensive.
Also, I feel like
Yes.
bullying
Exactly.
it's dealt with differently now too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like back in our day, when we would try to fight back, or you would try to move on with your life. Now you can push somebody over the edge where they
Kill
turn
him.
to
Were
violence
these
No,
young
no.
children
against themselves or against someone else. You know,
Yeah.
they shoot up a school,
Yeah.
right?
shoot up the school or commit suicide?
Or do
Yeah.
both. You know,
Yeah.
It's the coping too. Like these kids are so young, they don't even have any type of coping mechanism.
I think.
They
and
take everything literal.
And God's honest, and it comes to the media culture that we live in. It's entirely a media culture that we live in. Yeah, I got beat for a year.
By who?
Constant.
By people?
His name was Jeff.
It's always a Jeff.
He
My name's
beat me.
Jeff.
He beat me in my junior high year for a fucking year. And it didn't matter whether I brought it up or made it present. He beat me for a fucking year.
What was done about it?
Nothing.
Did you tell anybody?
Of course. I told everybody. I told every single fucking person. Nothing happened.
Because when you boys were younger, it was dealt right?
Here's the thing.
They'll work
Here's
out
the
their kids.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. After that year, the year later, I stood up to him.
You know what
I
happened?
didn't beat him, but I stood up to him. I stood my ground, and he took a hurt. Wasn't a beating, but he took a fucking hurt.
My dad said, "Fucking Jeff." It's always a fucking Jeff.
My
He
thoughts
took
exactly.
he took a fucking hurt. He took a fucking hurt, and funny enough, his girlfriend was good friends with me,
Chris was always friends with the girls.
and
My dad was too.
he took a hurt, and his girlfriend said to stop,
Did he listen?
and he listened. But for a full fucking year, full fucking.
Why didn't your mom
full
go all fucking crazy on the fucking principal like my mom did?
Because I didn't tell anybody.
Like,
I didn't tell anybody.
My mom was sick of me getting pushed around and coming home with holes in my pants. My mom was like, "Are you guys gonna start buying
I
me
was-
pants?
I was
You
a
better
I
do
was a
some
boy.
shit."
I was a boy.
Yeah, I guess it's different.
I was a boy, and I did boy
My mom
fucking
was
things.
like, "I'll fight you."
see,
But
When mom
I
gets
hear
you down
stories
there,
of like schools, like their policies are kind of like asshat backwards. Like in
Pretty
addition
archaic.
to in addition to like punishing the bully, they punish the victim.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it
It's
like
horrible.
discourages the victim from coming
Exactly.
forward because like they get suspended
I remember.
just because they got fucking
No, no,
beat
no,
It
up.
I remember
reinforces
the
that whole mental
I remember the
thing,
last
too.
I remember the
You're
last
not
time.
going to be helped. You're in a hole, and I'm not going to help you because
Yeah.
I remember
you
the
did
last
it too.
time. I remember the last time. The last
And
time.
we wonder
the
why
last time
kids
was
are
this.
so.
The last
fucked.
time was this. Is I punched him in the fucking dick.
You did?
No,
Yeah.
no. I
There's
punched him.
one
I
does.
punched him in the fucking dick.
There's one
This
does.
dude. Okay, I was in fucking 8th grade. This motherfucker was in our junior high school, and he was in the fucking 11th grade. And he would, on a daily basis, fuck with me. I'm talking. I'm in my locker for hours.
You were inside it?
Yes.
Like on the movies?
Locked.
Oh, shit.
Locked.
You
Yeah.
fit in there?
Locked in my locker for hours.
not today.
You know what? I could have fit in my locker too if I got in my locker at a time.
So
We didn't have lockers
So
when I had there was lockers because
So
people
it
had
was,
guns.
it was the final fucking straw. It was the
Metal
final
detectors.
fucking straw. And I punched the motherfucker in the dick.
That's how
And I
you
punched
do
him
it.
so fucking hard, he dropped. And when he dropped, I started kicking him in the fucking head.
Jeez.
And I just fucking kept kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking.
Because you lost your
and
shit,
kicking
right?
and
You were
kicking
done.
and kicking and I had an adult grab me
Uh-huh.
and
And you-
pull me away.
And you got in trouble.
I didn't get suspended,
Uh-huh.
but I got detention for the rest of the year.
And what happened to this kid?
Nothing. He got suspended for a week and he was fine.
Damn.
He stopped bullying me because of his girlfriend. His girlfriend said stop.
See? That's how you think. You gotta mess with the wiener.
Break it.
You gotta kick it or stop the sex.
Break the dick.
No, I
Just
punched
kidding.
him in the dick. He went down and I went for the fucking face because that's where the brain is.
Well,
All right, let's bring it back, guys.
Yes.
All right.
Really geeky suit.
Oh,
Any
geek
geek
shit. Oh my god. Okay,
Oh, boy.
here we go.
Easy does it here.
look at
Alright.
Neil brought out the notebook. I got some geeky shit. Hold up. Let me get it.
So,
I don't know. So the biggest thing in the we'll get the elephant out of the geeky room here first.
All right, fair enough.
Spider-Man.
oh, fuck off.
So there's
Fuck off.
there's tons of reports.
Okay.
Tons of reports saying, oh, Disney and Sony came to an agreement.
There's so
It's
many
like,
memes.
there's so many memes for that. But, I mean, we'll believe it as soon as there's memes saying that Spider-Man is safe in the MCU. But I keep seeing fucking reports saying, oh, they've come to an agreement. It's okay, guys. Spider-Man's not going anywhere. But, like, so, I don't know. I don't know what to think. There's a third Spider-Man movie coming out for sure, but whether it's going to have Marvel's involvement or not is still up in the air.
Entirely up to Sony.
It's up to Sony. So the thing is, Disney wanted a bigger piece of the Spider-Man pie,
And Sony didn't want that.
Sony didn't want it. Sony's like,
Well,
hey,
they
you have like all these movies making billions of dollars.
every
This is our
fucking right.
first
This is-
superhero movie that broke $1
This
billion.
this is the only piece of the pie that I have. Stop trying to take all
I
the
don't want
pie.
to share all the pie with you.
So Disney, in
Makes
their
sense.
agreement, is only getting 5% of whatever Spider-Man makes.
Yeah.
So 5%
Cameron's doing something
of $1 billion is like, I don't know,
Yeah.
50 billion or $50 million.
Yeah.
I mean, most movies that come out in a year don't make that.
No.
They like flop. Actually, 90% of the movies, when you think about it, because a ton of movies come out every year,
Yeah.
and
And they flop.
yeah,
all
they
of them,
flop
yeah.
hard.
All of them.
Yeah. Which is why, like, horror has gone to the indies. So that's why, like, a lot
That's
of
why
these,
it's not fucking flopping. It's because it's
yeah,
independently
they
owned.
spend like $5 or $10 million on a horror movie, and if it's really good, then it makes them like 5 or 10 times the amount.
Yes.
The general consensus is, if the studio gets their fingers in it, they fuck it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether it's horror, comedy, action,
Always.
whatever.
Anything.
It's a-
Major fucking major.
It's a group of minds that just they don't have a vision.
no.
No.
At least they think they do, but it's always a shit vision.
Yeah.
It sucks
Like-
in this thing because, you know, on one side, fans don't want Sony to have total creative control over Spider-Man because we've seen
Honest-
the results of that.
Honestly, I don't really care. As long as they produce something decent.
Exactly. Yeah.
As long as they're able to follow true to what they fucking produced as of late.
On the flip side of it, Sony made Into the Spider-Verse. No involvement from Disney.
Yes.
And they made
And
the
it was good.
first 2 Spider-Man movies, and they were pretty darn good.
Yes.
Spider-Man 2
Yes.
is actually, you know, right up there in like the greatest comic book movies of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't hold up today, at the time when it came out, it was
Yes.
like
No,
it was
I
the
agree.
top. Like
Yes.
it was the top before Dark Knight came out.
Like I said, I don't give a fuck who owns the rights.
As long as it's good.
As long as it's good. As
Yeah.
long as you hold up. Like I don't care. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Give me a true Spider-Man story. Don't give me a Ben dying again. Please.
Please. That's what everybody's been
Please.
saying.
Everybody.
Please.
Everybody's been saying that.
Please.
God damn
Please.
it.
But you also have Venom that is owned by Sony.
I want to see more bad
And
guys.
then-
I want to see more fun shit.
I just want a true story. I just want a true
For me.
story.
For me.
I don't give a fuck where it goes. Just don't fuck it up like you did.
I love
Spider-Man
this
3.
Spider-Man. He's my favorite.
Or the
I'm
Amazing
totally good.
Spider-Man movies.
Did you watch that? What is it called? The animated one that Alex watches over and over again now?
Into the
It's
Spider-Verse.
just Spider-Man.
I love it.
It's a fucking good movie.
It explains a lot of stuff too, and I really liked it.
I really want a live action Into the Spider-Verse, and Neil and I.
You're like a Muppet right now, your mouth. I really want. It was awesome.
We were discussing an Into the Spider-Verse situation as to who would play the characters. So Tom Holland, of course, plays nowadays Peter Parker.
Wait. Peter B. Parker or
No,
or the first one?
original, the one that will
The
die.
one in his sweats with
Okay.
the five
Later,
o'clock
later,
shadow.
the one that's voiced by Chris Pine.
No. It would be
Is it Chris Pine?
Griffin. Andy Griffin would play Spider-Man. That is coming to
Oh,
the
yeah,
original.
Oh, Depressed Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I fucking love that.
Yes.
Would
Yes.
I- would
He
I-
would
Are you
come
talking about
to
5 o'clock
our
shadow
interview.
sweats?
Yes.
If
Yes.
they do that,
Sweats,
but-
fat,
but-
and chunky, and
if they do
goofy.
if they do that in like the next 5 years,
Tom Holland cannot-
Tobey Maguire is perfect for that.
Yes.
Or even Andrew Garfield.
Yes. Andrew Garfield.
Well,
Sorry, my
Andrew
mistake.
Garfield can be the Spider-Man that dies
Yes.
because Spider.
I'm just saying Tom Holland can, because he's present Spider-Man, which is the young Spider-Man, which is you can't have.
Okay,
He's the teenage Spider-Man,
so
which you have a good fucking.
who were we talking about to be Spider Gwen? Who's perfect for Spider Gwen, Chris?
It was very difficult. I was talking about Hit Girl playing Spider Girl.
I know you were saying that, and I don't want to see her face again as a super person. And I know it's just me. It's a personal preference. But I really like
What's she off of?
Are you talking about Chloe Grace Moritz?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to see Chloe like that.
Okay.
He does.
I do. She's an amazing
I
fucking
thought you
hit
were
girl.
off, yeah.
She's an amazing hit girl.
Yeah.
She's got a young face. And she can
Abigail
carry that.
Breslin.
She could be it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Young enough for that.
Or an older woman who also looks young, right?
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
that sometimes,
Yeah.
right?
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I can play young.
I can.
Spider-Man.
I'll think of it later. At like
All right.
4 a.m.
Okay, we gotta take a pause. Or we gotta say goodbye because my phone's gonna die.
Well, let's just wrap it up then because we are.
How long have we been doing this?
Yeah, we're over 2 hours now.
Holy
shit.
moly.
Alright.
So before we
Before we
wrap
go.
this up, we got an announcement to make. This is
All
our
right.
last episode, and we are saying goodbye.
Peace out.
Not yet.
Peace out.
Not yet.
We're saying peace
So
out.
this was Logcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is left a good.
Left
No. Here, yes. Logcast.
Yeah, we're
Peace out.
Logcast. Peace out.
Peace
last
out.
episode.
Peace
We
out.
bid you farewell. It's been a nice ride.
been
It's been
as
fun.
fun.
It's been a good. I know
It's a learning experience.
it's a weird number to leave on too. 28 episodes, but
But
I like round
Hey,
numbers.
technically 27 because one of them was the best of. So
yeah.
Was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
we did
Yeah.
one best
Yeah.
of. episode.
One best of.
I may still compile more best ofs because we got
We got a lot.
20,
Oh, there's quite a bit.
27 more episodes that I can rummage through. Right?
So if you want to be we're doing something new.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're closing the door on Left to Good, and we're opening a door on a
Another
new
one.
venture.
So
we're gonna have a new
This was a
podcast.
learning experience. We've learned a lot,
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
we're gonna do something more structured.
Streamline.
Yeah,
more
different.
structured,
Yeah.
more streamlined,
So-
more organized, a little less purple, right?
yeah.
More researched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe less cussing because that's the complaint
Yeah,
we
definitely.
always got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The co-cussing
Let's
thing.
The
cuss.
cussing and the pervert.
And then other people were like, "No, you guys are so funny. I listen to you while I clean the house."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So it's
I don't
cool.
know.
It's
Fair
cool
enough.
to be a part of people's lives like that, and to be able
Yeah.
to talk into their ears while they're cleaning your house, right?
And my friends that who stay in touch with me, being so far away,
Yeah.
people totally tune in to be like, "What's Shantae doing?
Yeah.
She's forever away in a different country." So it's fun for them too.
So you guys are lucky. You got people that talk to you about that shit, man. In like outside of my circle with other people, like they don't fucking care about. The
Well, this whole
podcast,
thing
you know?
started because we're your circle,
Yeah, well, I mean, like
basically.
other people, like our other friends, right? They don't give a fuck about this podcast.
My other friends don't care.
Yeah. So, and then you meet people out there that actually like it. Like I met this guy when I was working a few months ago. He fucking loves it,
Yeah.
and he's a good dude, right?
We found out your friend at work
Your
likes
friend
us.
at work.
Oh, Tyler, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when we're done with this, we're going to be doing something new together, and it's going to be the four of us.
That's
Neil
right.
has always been a guest or a caller in,
Yeah.
but Neil will, if he wants to have us, will be our fourth member.
You'll
and
be our
new
permanent.
host.
We're the fourth horseman.
So for
Yes.
you guys who always tune in or listening or commenting, if you guys want to be a voice in our future episodes, or you want to call in or make comments and stuff like that, we're
there.
doing it new. Where you're gonna be there with us. So everyone who's been sad facing our posts all day about it being the last episode, we got a place for you, and I want you guys to be in it and play, and that's why we went live, so you guys can see this is what we look like.
We're not
Yeah.
riding off into the
And-
sunset. We're gonna
No.
We're gonna do
roll
more
into
and
something
do
else.
better and have fun and play games and do
What
better.
we've done is we've parlayed.
We'll all
We've
have our own
parlayed
segments.
and we've discussed a different avenue that we're gonna fucking portray.
And my favorite thing, a lot of what we've talked about has been about mental health and where we come from with it. And we want to be the place, and you can call in or message or email or
Yes.
whatever,
Yes.
and talk to us about stuff. And
Yes.
we can talk about it on the episode, because not only are you helping yourself with different subjects and things, but whatever you're talking about could be helping someone else who isn't able to talk to someone.
Exactly.
And that's why we totally dig what we do.
And we respect your right to privacy, so anonymity is paramount if you would like.
Yes.
Yeah, if you don't want to say your stuff, and you don't want us to say your name.
If you don't want to give your name, don't give it. If you do, if you're cool with that, then that's cool too.
Yeah.
But we want participation. We love that, and that's
And-
why
and
Neil's always calling and stuff like that.
And
And here he is. With us.
it's entirely unqualified, but it's something where we can have somebody who may be listening that is qualified. That can point
We're
you in
just
a
a bunch
direction.
of girls talking.
That's right.
That's right. Bunch of bitches.
Bitch!
Bitches!
Girl, you don't
So-
even know.
So in saying that, hang out, stick around. We're gonna drop a fucking another big bomb on your head.
Yeah.
A net bomb.
That's right. Gonna lay those big old balls on your forehead, man.
Money shot on your head.
That's right.
That's right.
So there you go. You can add us and tune in. We'll be sharing all the deets and adding everybody soon.
We haven't really figured out if we're gonna be if we're gonna keep this whole thing running, or we keep the Left a Good website running, keep the episodes out there for people to download or to stream, or
I'm not
Well,
thinking
that's.
we
I
can.
think what we can is we're gonna start our cool new function, and then we'll be like, hey, if you want to see where we came from, here is that.
It'll always be there.
Yeah.
You will always be able to listen to us as Love is Good, and that's perfectly fucking
So
fine.
share your
Make
crap
sure
with
that-
us, and we can build next episodes on it and stuff like that. Like if you want to hear something, tell us, and then we can build a next episode or segment on it.
I think what I really want to reiterate about our next step and what we are is the mental health aspect of
And everyone from everywhere
we're gonna have little segments,
yes.
dedicated to
different
stuff.
things that we deal with, right?
Yes.
Each one of us is gonna have something that we specialize in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Express
we'll go
ourselves in
into
that.
detail on that as it comes.
Mine will be
So-
cooking and baking with butter. My favorite thing.
Butter sluts.
So
Just kidding.
Neil the Seal,
Neil Seal.
he is now a permanent member.
Yeah.
And we will get back to you as far as
Everything
who
else.
we are and where we come from.
Peace.
So stay tuned.
All right.
We'd like to thank you all for taking this ride with us. We love you.
Love you.
Peace out.
Kill it.
Stop. And I can't even turn it off. Turn it.
There you go.
I can't even do it. Look, it's still on. Turn it off.
Say bye, motherfuckers.
Bye, motherfucker.
Bye, motherfuckers. Bye. Bye.
We love you.
Bye.